Yo, what is going on? How's everybody doing today? Yes, all right. Oh, round of applause. Thank you. Hold your applause. Yes. How's everybody doing today, man? Thank y'all for tuning in to another DLA Fitness live stream show for sure. Yes, sir. And today we got a good stream going on for you. And if you don't know, today is Tuesday. Yes, the second day of the week or third, depending on what day you're counting from, but I'm going to say second. And we are here earlier than normal. So we're getting earlier, it's closer to that 10:30 start time is what we're aiming for. We're going for that 10:30 start time. So right now in California, it's like 9 o'clock. East Coast is like 12:20. So you're like halfway through your work day, or you're just about started your work day, or you're midway through your work day and lunch break. And guess what? You're here with me. And if you're having a bad day, we're going to let Mr. Chow speak to you.
Oh, you're having a bad day? Did you die?
I got shot.
But did you die?
And as long as you did not get unalived and you still here, that means you still have an opportunity to grind and make something happen with yourself. So be grateful, be happy, and let's get it. And if you don't know, we are simultaneously streaming on 4 different channels. We are on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and Rumble. And if you're on YouTube, do me a favor. When you see that thumbs up button, hit that like button on the screen. It would be greatly appreciated to get the algorithm out and to get this message spread, because we got a good message for you today. If you want to contribute to today's show, there is the Cash App and the Venmo. Oh, Cash App's kind of covered up. I got to fix that. Cash App is Daniel2888. Venmo is Danny-Daniel-00. Yes, so you know what? Maybe I could fix that right now. I said I wouldn't do this live on the air, but you know what? We're going to do this live on the air. Should we do it live on the air? We're going to do it live on the air. Here we go. We'll fix that Cash App just a little. There we go. That's all we need. That's all we need. Perfect. We good to go. Yes, sir. We got that fixed real quick. We are on Tuesday, and we are got a good show lined up for you today. Yes, we do. We have some stuff that we got to talk about, and some of y'all might be feeling a certain type of way, but that is okay. That is A-okay. It's Tuesday. If you got a work day coming up, go ahead and listen to me truly. We'll sit here and get you through your work day, even if you want to slap your boss in the face. I understand. Sometimes it get that way. If you want to slap your boss in the face, just pull him closer and look at him and just say, shut up. But don't do that. Don't do that, because then, you know, you're going to say I told you to do it, then all of a sudden I'm going to get like canceled or something. So don't do that. Anyhow, but we got a show lined up for you today. We're going to go over our 3 topics. Our 3 topics are going to be fitness, economy, and AI. Of course, as you know how this goes, we do this every single day, at least Monday through Friday. We might even extend it to 6 days, depending on how things go. But so far, we linked on Monday through Friday. We are going to go over our 3 topics. So the first topic is going to be fitness. Fitness, we're going to bring back in Will Tennyson. I'm really enjoying this content. I'll be making some content like Will Tennyson, and we'll be reacting over my video and potentially on my app if things work out the way I wanted to. So Will Tennyson, what is on my face? What is that? Oh, Lord. Is that a white hair? Probably my dog hair. I don't know what that is. Anyway, first video we got for today is going to be a fitness video. It's going to be about Will Tennyson. And he's basically going to talk about how he taste tested celebrity fitness products. So we're going to check and see which celebrities out there is actually putting out good products, or which one of them is actually putting out, you know, something bogus. You know what I mean? We might have to look at some of these celebrities sideways, you know. So we're going to find out who's putting out real good products, and some of them we're going to look at them sideways like,
you lying ass bitch.
All right, so we're going to see who's who and who's doing what they should be doing, and we're going to see whose drink is worth it. And we're going to see who has a drink, because I didn't even know celebrities had, you know, like fitness products. But we're going to see who he considers a celebrity. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting to kind of figure that out. You know what I mean? We got to see exactly how this situation goes, because I'm not too sure exactly on what a celebrity is, especially in the fitness realm, because I do fitness, but I'm not like wrapped up with the community like that. I just, you know, I do it in my lane. I don't want to get wrapped in, because then, you know, people you see on the internet versus when you meet them in person, they're 2 different people, because they got a character that they play, and I don't want to be caught up in all that. I just want to do me. I just want to do me. That's all I want to do. I just want to do me. So then with that being said, we're going to dive into the economy portion of the show shortly after that. And then when we do that, we're going to take a look at, oh wait, hold up, can I see myself? What? I can see myself on Kick. Shout out to Kick for finally fixing that. Yo, I couldn't see myself on Kick for the longest period of time, and now I can finally, man, let me give herself a round of applause. I don't know how they got fixed, but shout out to them for that I don't know what happened. It's working now. Normally it was a black screen, but I knew you could still see me because people would comment over there on that side. So, hey, they can see me now. So shout out to them over there. But then we're going to dive into the economy portion of the show. And then what we're going to look at in the economy, because I've been paying attention to this, and hopefully you are too, is the data centers. We're going to look at the dark side of data centers and see if there's anything wrong with these big, huge buildings that's going to be pulling a hell of a lot of electricity from the environment and applying it to their business. We're going to see if there's basically a pro and a con that comes with that, and we're going to see what exactly is, if there are any issues, what the issues are, and if it's hindering anyone outside of said data center. We got to figure this one out. We got to see exactly what's going on, because these data centers, they do a lot. They do a lot. They do a whole lot. So we got to see, we got to figure out, are these things actually helping or are they hurting? So we're going to see. Because, if you kind of pay attention to how things have been going, I don't know. We're going to have to dive deep. And I got some stuff for you to see and some articles that we going to read. We're going to actually get into it and see what the problem is. Bruh. If there is a problem. Bruh. So let's figure that one out. Trust me, you might want to stick around for that. Then last but not least, we're going to dive into AI. And AI is the last segment of the show. We're going to take a look at that segment of the show and see if we can figure out if AI is going to cause a mass extinction. Ugh, I hope not. But we're going to see if there's a cause, and if there is a cause, who the hell is causing it? Because, I think there's an underlying theme. If AI causes a mass extinction, I really think that there's a group of people out there that really feels a certain way towards the human race. You know what I mean? Which is weird, but then again, it's not weird. If you look at the big picture of things, you probably kind of understand it. But we're going to see if there's some people out there who basically look at the human race kind of like this.
FYM. Fuck y'all motherfuckers,
All right, we're going to see if they see some humans like that, even though they're supposed to be humans themselves. We're going to figure out and see what exactly is going on if AI could cause a mass extinction, and how and who is actually driving things in a certain direction to go that way if it were to happen. So with that being said, we do got a good show lined up for you today, ladies and gentlemen. So this is going to be a good one to take a look at. We're going to have a whole lot of fun. I actually feel way more comfortable doing the show this much earlier, for the simple fact. Let me turn my phone down over here real quick. Give me 2 seconds. I feel a whole lot better doing my show earlier like this. I feel a lot more cool, calm, relaxed, at ease. Your boy went jogging this morning. I did an hour jog, 30 minutes that way, and then 30 minutes back this way. Got a 1 hour jog in, getting my jogging back up, because I actually need to get my jogging back up. If you lift weights and you put on mass and muscle, number one, you don't skip leg day. You don't want to be walking around here looking like Johnny Bravo or Bluto at all. Bruh. And then number two, when you are exercising or working out, which a lot of people who do work out in the fitness community, they are basically vanity lifters. I'm going to start calling these people vanity lifters. I like that. Bruh. Yeah, vanity lifters. A lot of these fools is vanity lifters. They V-lifters. V-lifters. I like that better. V-lifters, where they just do it for the looks. You know what I mean? And if you tell them to go jogging 10 minutes that way, they're going to start huffing and puffing. Like, they basically, you have to look at them like this.
Oh, you're having a bad day? Did you die?
I got shot.
But did you die?
But really, all they did was jog in one direction for 10 minutes. They go from male and female. So, jogging is very essential. You got to get your cardio in. So whenever you're in your fitness journey, make sure you add cardio. Don't skip out on a cardio. It is so important, because your body is putting on muscle mass. But one thing that you can build strength in your muscles, but your bones need to be strengthened as well. Shout out to my Muay Thai people. You got to strengthen your bones. It's very important to have strong bones. You don't want to get all this muscle in your body, start jogging, and because you don't do cardio, that you start develop shin splints and stuff like that, because that stuff is real. As you get older up there in age, you got to take care of yourself and do things not just from a lifting standpoint, but also from a strengthening of your bone standpoint, you know? So, you know, combat sports and jogging, because there's two different kind of cardio. So you want to incorporate both of them to make you be like the strongest, the best there is, best there was, best there ever will be, strongest type person, you know? So make sure you add cardio to your workout, man. It's very important to do because your body needs it, and we'll thank you later on down the future. You know, I know somebody gonna be like, "Well, David Goggins got bad knees from jogging." I'm not saying jog as much as he do. He do a hell of a lot of jogging. He was 50, so shout out to him. But incorporate cardio with your workout lifting, and also incorporate some combat training. Put that trifecta together. You're going to have longevity. Just, you know, try to stay away from the juice and the steroids, because then eventually that's going to catch up to you. We see that all the time with wrestlers and people who took juice. So you already see the effects on that. So, you know, just keep it natty. Eat a nice balanced diet, a balanced meal with your macro splits and everything. Make sure you eat majority produce food. I would say like 80-20, 85-15 split. You should be good to go. So, hey, there's my rant. Well, with all that being said, we don't want to waste too much more time. It is early in the morning over here, and man, I really enjoy being up this early. Well, I'm always up early, but doing the show this early, it feels a hell of a lot better. Got my jog in, got my workout in. Now we ready to just kill this show and go straight through it. So we're gonna dive right into it. Let's get the first banner up right there, and let me make sure that I refresh the screen before they hit us with a freaking ad as soon as we get started. But before we do have to get our sexy redhead Latina fitness lady up in here to give us an introduction to the fitness segment of the show. So let's go.
Let's get ready for the fitness segment of the show.
Yeah, all right. I tell you what, my AI fitness lady redhead, muscle or no muscle, she can get it. She can get it. Yes, she can. My little redhead AI fitness lady, boy, she gonna be, I'm saying, oh boy, have her making all kind of, you know what I mean? Well, no sad songs. There we go. Just gonna be her. Yeah, no programs. Yes, sir. Straight debauchery. All right, you get the point. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and watch our first video. We're going to check to see how these celebrity drinks taste. See if they're actually, you know, good products that they're giving to the people. Or are they out here giving people just a bunch of crap and running off with the bag and taking off and, you know, getting their money like people have been doing for the past, what, 5-10 years with social media, lying to people, gurus and all that crap. You know, people be on the internet being straight up snake oil salesmen. I mean, get your money. I'm not knocking you, but you know, you live, you learn, you get burned a few times, but you live and you learn and you understand, and you're able to, you know, roll back out and teach people how not to get burned. And then, you know, you become a salesman yourself, but a little bit more, you know, ethical than the rest. But, you know, at the same time, you have to be able to have the spirit of discernment inside of you to not get burned. So let's go ahead and dive into our first video. This video here is going to be Will Tennyson. He's going to be talking about the celebrity fitness products he's tested. We're going to see if these things are worth our troubles or not. Let me fix this banner right there. Bam. And let's get this video cracking. Here we go.
These athletes have sexy bodies, and a lot of them sell products that they claim they depend on for their physiques. But are they any good? Or is it just one big ploy to make even more money? Well, today, I'm putting them to the test, starting with
Tom Brady.
What are you doing here?
What am I doing here? Everybody knows it's
Way more fun to be at the kids' table than the adults' table, I think.
Tom Brady got a fitness product out? Okay.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but you're not a kid.
I was fully expecting to see some sort of like epic, inspirational football montage, and instead I just got creepy uncle vibes. Anyway, he has 7 Super Bowl rings minus 1 wedding ring. According to my math, that still equals 7 Super Bowl rings. The guy's the absolute GOAT, and just look at him. I would suck the moisture from his gym towel. Also,
Whoa. Wait, Will.
And the nominees for Best Actress in a Groovy Nightclub Drama, Miss Wayman Harrington. Yoo-hoo, Wayman! Hey, Benoit!
Will, you got to chill out, bruh. Will, you have to chill out.
Bruh.
You got to chill out, fam.
Bruh.
Come on now. Chill.
So Tom is known for having a crazy restrictive diet. Like, he'd cheat on many things, but never his diet. which is why I think he started TB12.
No.
I'm going to be testing the TB12 cookies and cream protein and the TB12 pre-workout.
No. His wife cheated on him, if that's what you're trying to hint to. Remember, his wife cheated on him with the karate guy or the fitness. No, he wasn't a fitness instructor. He was some kind of MMA guy, not MMA, but like combat training, some kind of fighting. I don't know what he was. His wife cheated on him with that dude, and he was trying to retire from football. And didn't he go back to football? How did the story go? Whatever it was, I think he tried to retire. She had a problem. Maybe he was going to play another year, and she caused some kind of kerfunkel or whatever. But she cheated on Tom Brady, and Tom found out that she was screwing some combat guy the whole time. So nah, he didn't. And if he did cheat, man, it's freaking Tom Brady. So shut up. I stand with Tom on this one. Don't at me.
Go. First impressions of this pre-workout is it's the pre-workout for a serial killer. Like mango leaf extract, a bunch of different plants. Like, am I supposed to be taking this to go write a practice SAT or going to the gym? Just a very, even below basic formula. Like there's nothing in here that scares me, which I guess means nothing in here that really excites me. But the serving size, 2 pills. Now we just wait for it to kick in.
Pills in a powder world is definitely not goat-like behavior. Anyway, benefits of Perform include promotes steady energy, aids focus and cognitive function, supports mood and occasional stress. Again, sounds like a supplement for test prep, not a PR rep.
If I can successfully get 12 reps with the 55 kilogram dumbbells, that will be a PR, and that will also mean that this product works. Oh, damn. My God.
Those are 55s. He's in Canada. Are those pounds or are those kgs? I have to ask that question because, we over here in America, we still use the old school metric system, so I'm not sure.
That was 11 reps. I have thought long and hard about this, and I've come to the conclusion that this stuff doesn't work at all. Like, not even a little bit. And I've been trying to feel something, and I don't feel a thing. Like, I think I could have had tap water and had the same effect. Super disappointed. Hope the protein's a lot better. Now I'm really hoping that this protein's gonna be good, but I don't think it's gonna be because I got the cookies and cream flavor, and I don't think Tom can even eat Oreos, so I don't know how this is gonna taste. It's definitely gonna be interesting. I will say though, I'm a big fan of how he autographed every product. Very personable, takes a lot of time. You go, Tom. On the front, it says sustainably grown yellow field peas, which sounds great, but it also sounds like a price markup that I'm never gonna benefit from. And then he also talks a lot about net carbs on the website. Like there's only 1 net carb per serving. Tom looks like the type of guy who would ask me if I considered net carbs in my last meal. He also looks like the type of guy who would hold his nose when he jumps in the pool. But let's give this protein a taste. Oh my, looks like my table on payday. Instantly, I just got a massive whiff of cookies and cream, so it already smells much better than I anticipated. Holy shit, dude filled this thing to the brim. This is why I hate vegan protein. Like, what is this? I'm gonna be trying this product like they mentioned on the tub here, so.
Yeah, oh my goodness, look at that. That's what vegan protein does? Oh my goodness, that does not look healthy at all. That looks like it's gonna stick to your stomach line and it cause you some serious, Yeah, that looks horrible, bro. Jesus, you vegans. All right, is that what y'all doing? Okay. All right.
8 ounces of water with 1 scoop. Gosh, man. Tom, this is your fault. It smells vegan. 0 grams of sugar, vegan protein. Not really expecting much here. I'm expecting it to taste like chalk. I think this is what Tom would think Oreos taste like. It doesn't taste like this. It just tastes like sweet peas. And I didn't expect liquid to somehow taste dry.
I think if you're not using the van to do a business trip.
Oh my goodness. Oh man, look at this guy. All right. Is this the future of the world right here? This is the future of engineers? Shout out to him. No, he probably make like $300,000. But anyhow, so we see so far he's bagging on Tom Brady's freaking what is it? His pro workout and his protein powder or whatever that stuff was, pre-workout, his whatever the stuff was. I gotta get some stuff off this screen because it's telling me that I'm lagging a little bit. So I gotta get a few things off the screen real quick. So if you don't mind, let me do this real fast, and then we're going to continue because I have to. Let's see. All right, we're gonna get that out of here. Gonna get this. Because right now they're trying to tell me that I have too much stuff open, so I have to close a few things. All right, so let's see here. We got to close a few things. So we're gonna close. What else we got? What else? What is this? What is this? Generative. Okay, roadmap. Okay. Deep learning basics. Advanced. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. So we see that there. Sorry, I gotta get some of this stuff off the screen. So we have to make sure that we have space because I do have too many tabs open, and my computer is looking at me like, bruh, when are you going to delete some of this stuff off of here? And I'm trying, which I think we're doing pretty good so far. Let's see, get that there. What's this here? Oh, we need that up there. Okay, so let's see. Do we still have good? Are we having, what is this? 1, there's 2, there's 3. Okay, we got that there. I think we're getting better. I think we're getting better. All right, so we got that. We'll get rid of that. What does this say? What's the question up here? Yeah, all right. We get rid of that. We got to get rid of a few things before we can continue because I do have too many freaking tabs open. I think I overdid it over here. I am tripping. All right, so we got that. Yeah, I have way too many freaking tabs open. All right, we're just going to drop all these right here. We're going to drop all of those right there. So we got those off. We got 2 of these open from, why we got 2 for 2? Okay, there we go. All right, so I cleared up some space. It's telling me that we're doing a lot better now with the space here. So we are able to continue, ladies and gentlemen. We're able to continue. So let's go ahead and jump back into this video. Check out what Tom Brady's stuff is. Pause. Let's check out what his, what is it? He has some pills for supplements. He has a protein powder. And as you can see right here, Will is not too much of a fan. He's saying it's supposed to taste like Oreo cookies, but I don't think it tastes like Oreo cookies. It probably tastes like Oreos and, I don't know, ass. Here we go. Let's continue.
Tastes like this. It just tastes like sweet peas. And I didn't expect liquid to somehow taste dry. The reviews on the website of this thing are really good. So maybe Tom deflated the brains of the reviewers too. Or just vegans just don't. Oreos are vegan.
Deflated the brains of the viewers too. Oh, shots fired. Shots fired. I saw what you did there. Those are fighting words, Will. Those are fighting words. Tom gonna beat you down for that one, bro. Those are fighting words. I saw what you did there, buddy.
Vegan. So how could you just try this and just think this is good? It's like if an Oreo went on strike. No bueno, Tom.
Tom. 1.5 stars. Gwyneth Paltrow.
Tonight's wind down routine is brought to you by Gwyneth Paltrow. I actually have no idea who she was, so I went online, searched it. She owns a brand called Goop, and she also has a scented candle of her vagina, which I didn't get, but I got one of her other favorite products.
Is that true? Does she really have that? That is freaking disgusting. If this broad has a scented, oh my gosh, I have to look this up now. I don't want to. Does Gwyneth, oh my God, no, we don't want to know if she has diabetes. Does she have a scented candle? Oh my gosh, does she really? Oh my gosh, it's this nasty. Oh, this nasty heifer. What the hell? This nasty. Oh my gosh. This can't be real. Like that candle probably that candle stank. All right, here we go, y'all. Here we go. Let me just help you out. Here we go. All right, here we go. Let me zoom in. Make sure you whoops. Let's move up, move you over to the side. Pull back. All right, here we go. Gwyneth Paltrow has finally the burning question many have asked after her vagina launch scented candle. That is utterly disgusting. You nasty broad. Ew. What is wrong with people? Where's my... I don't have Ernest anymore. Oh my God. I got rid of my Ernest sound. Oh, that sucks. I got rid of that. But you Gwyneth, you nasty heifer.
Oh my God!
Ugh.
Wow!
You nasty. Ugh. Just...
Shut up, bitch!
Are you serious? During a Q&A session at the 2025 Mid-Valley Manifesting Summit in LA, the actress addressed the story behind the now discontinued product. Hello. There we go. Okay. All right. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Yes, he will. Yes, he will. All right, let's continue. Here we go. And Will wasn't lying, though, but man, oh man.
Products, which is this martini emotional detox bath that she uses every single day. So I'm gonna draw myself a bath, and then we're gonna see what happens. It's gonna be a stress reliever. It's gonna make me feel good going to bed. I have opened the martini. I can feel it in my brain. Whoa. We're gonna add a cup of this stuff. Now this stuff was not cheap. It was $52, but it's cheaper than therapy. So I'm gonna give it a shot. I just like an emotional detox, take the edge off a crazy day. I feel like a 16-year-old girl trying to escape the high school drama. Just broke up with my first boyfriend. I just need to escape and just get away, you know? Just like that. Oh yeah. It looks like the pool when I was a baby. And now we're gonna go boom. And now we wait again.
And the nominees for Best Actress in a Groovy Nightclub Drama, Miss Wayman Harrington.
Oh my God, that's hot. Apparently, I'm supposed to feel relaxed in my neck, in my shoulders. That's where we tend to build up a lot of stress. So I'm gonna sit here for around 20, 25 minutes and just enjoy myself. Boba, I'm emotionally detoxing. Can you please leave? Oh my God.
Apparently, taking a hot bath is a practice that goes back at least as far as recorded human history. For maximum relaxation, it was suggested combining the bath with your favorite soothing activity, like listening.
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight.
For maximum relaxation, taking a hot bath is a practice that goes back at least as far as recorded human history.
Okay, taking a hot... Now, that's not true. That's not true. As far back as human history, no. Well, some people took baths as far as human history, but we know who had to teach who how to, you know, wash their ass. Let's just call a spade, you know what I'm saying? Like, some of us was not washing ourselves, so you know that does not go back as human history. So Will, I'm gonna have to
You lying ass bitch.
I mean, maybe you're right. Yes, it does go back as far as human history, but some people was just nasty. So yeah, I ain't finna dive too deep into that.
For maximum relaxation, it was suggested combining the bath with your favorite soothing activity, like listening to music. So I put on my favorite song.
Oh my God. I have like the urge to journal right now. Other than the fact I was sweating my ass off the entire bath, overall it was a very good experience. I feel lighter. I definitely feel calmer. My legs feel really, really nice right now. But it's time to move on to step number 2 of the nighttime routine, which is this sleep support thing called Knock Me Out. It's like Mike Tyson is tucking me in. It's a melatonin chew, chocolate mint flavor for a nighttime chew is pretty insane. 45 calories, 8 grams of carbs. It's gonna give me nightmares. Serving size is 2 chews. They look like Starburst.
So what is this, like a chocolate muscle relaxer or something to knock him out? Or like a chocolate melatonin, I guess? So basically just another form of a melatonin, basically.
One. I'm just kidding. 2. It's actually pretty decent. With the bath and then now this, I feel like my sleep tonight, I'm gonna be like floating on a cloud made of the freshest, fluffiest donuts. So I'm excited to see how I feel in the morning.
Yeah, I was definitely on a cloud, maybe because I completely missed the suggested use on the...
That was funny.
Yeah, I was definitely...
This is a reenactment. Do not attempt.
on a cloud, maybe because I completely missed the suggested use...
Uh-oh. Begin with 1 chew at bedtime. Increase to 2 chews as needed. So use only at bedtime, for adult use only, not for women who are pregnant, planning to become pregnant, or breastfeeding. Do not drive, operate machinery. Okay. Is formulated not only with whatever word I can't say and B6 to sleep cycle. Okay, so it sounds like a pretty dangerous product.
On the package where it says to start with 1 chew and work your way up to 2 only as needed. I will also say the chew got worse as I was eating it, making it extremely hard to fall asleep due to its aggressive aftertaste.
Oh my God, I slept like an absolute goddess. I was in such a deep sleep that when I woke up, it took me like at least a couple minutes to just process life. Like, it was crazy. There is so much drool in my bed. You would have sworn I got knocked out. So I can definitely see where they got the name from. And usually when I take like sleep stuff, I feel like pretty groggy in the morning, but I feel actually good, ready to go. So Gwen, good job.
Augment Code is the best AI coding.
All right, so we got this guy talking about coding. Calm down, buddy. All right, so far, Gwyneth Paltrow, her product was good. I would give her a round of applause, but because she had the audacity to try to sell a vagina-scented candle, she's not getting a round of applause. Regardless of how good he rates her, I'm gonna have to give her the old... Cause I'm not clapping for her. That's just disgusting. I mean, like, you nasty to even think of that. And then it, like, I hate to say this, but I'm curious as to what the candle smelled like. Cause I mean, like, who the hell wants their house to smell like that? I've even heard women say that they like sit in front of their fan with their legs open because they like their home to smell. No, let me stop.
Gwyneth. 4 stars. Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, Marky Mark. Probably the guy that I'm most excited to taste.
Oh, don't call him Marky Mark now. Marky Mark don't like that Marky Mark no more. He might fight you, so you might be careful with that Marky Mark comment. He likes to be called Mark or Mark Wahlberg. Don't call him Marky Mark. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That was his good vibration. Dun 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 dun. He don't want to be reminded about those days. He don't want to be reminded.
Based in this video, I love him. I really love his Calvin Klein photos, and I just love his movies. But what I don't love is the branding of his supplement line. The name sounds like it came straight from ChatGPT. The website looks like a shitty infomercial product, and he has honest in the slogan. Do you want to know how I feel lied to? Tell me you're being honest. You know what I mean? However, though, it's the 3rd of 8 companies tagged in his Instagram bio, so he must be somewhat proud of it. Also, very coincidentally, it's his birthday today, which is super weird. I'm sorry I didn't post anything for you, Mark. I don't have a photo with you, but I would have. But it's just so coincidental that we're doing this. Anyway, I'm gonna be testing 3 products, starting with the protein bar.
Oh, he's got a protein bar. That's interesting. All right. You can't go wrong with a protein bar. I don't see how you can go wrong with a protein bar. You just got to sell them. I don't think you can go wrong. I think the best protein bars are like peanut butter protein bars. Like, those are just like so good. I got to start selling me some protein bar peanut butter protein bars. But they got to be like 25 or 30 grams though. You can't just have like 12-gram protein bars. That's crap. They got to be like 30 to 50 or something. They got to be somewhere like just an astronomical number to make it worth eating. You know what I mean? So protein bars are good. Yeah, they good.
70-gram bar, which is extremely intriguing. You do not see that very often.
70? Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Hey, hopefully this is actually good. I'm gonna give you a round of applause for that one, Mr. Marky Mark. I mean, Wahlberg. Okay. I've never seen a 70. 70 gram. Okay, but it says 20-gram protein bar. I'm thinking you're talking about protein. Wait, never mind. I'll take my round of applause back. It says 20 right here on the box. All right, let's continue.
I knew Mark was packing. On the website, though, when I was buying these things, they did not have the macros listed, which is super weird. That's like having on my credit card balance, "Don't stress, bro," instead of like the actual number. So it definitely didn't pass the vibe check. So I actually have no idea what the calories are. 270 calories, 12 grams of fat, 28 grams of carbs, 18 of which are non-impact carbs. It sounds like Santa's elves and the Oompa Loompas collabed on that, what the hell? And then 20 grams of protein. And of course, the reviews are great. CK said he can't stop binge eating them. And also Thomas. There's just no way that review is not AI.
Yeah, if you can't stop binge eating them, like, bro, you're probably fat. Let's just call a spade a spade. Like, it's just that's the fat dude or somebody paid to. Yeah, that was those are fake.
Bruh.
Fake reviews.
Bruh.
Mark, you're cheating.
It has to be. Birthday cake flavor. What the heck? I expected birthday cake and I got like an MRE pumpkin pie. Like, what the hell is this thing? It does not smell like birthday cake at all. Did I get very floppy? Somewhat tempting. They have like a white chocolate coating on the bottom. I swear this is like peanut butter. It tastes like I'm eating wax. If anything, it tastes like a Pop-Tart that had issues in manufacturing. It's like Built Bar consistency. It's gross.
Ugh.
Ugh.
I really didn't like this bar, so I did what any husband would do. Give it to their wife to try. I wanted her honest opinion, so she had no idea she was being...
Okay, so here is the picture of the bar, but what Will gave us in it. Look at what was in Will's hand, and look at the picture. Look at this hand. Look at the picture. That right there is just like, come on, Marky Mark. Like, I gotta call you Marky Mark now because you straight up like,
you lying ass bitch.
Come on, Mark. Like, how you gonna have a picture like this, but then look at the, and it looked it flimsy. Like, it looked like he could have bent it and all the way like touch in the end. It looks super like bendy and flexible. Like, come on, bro. That's just not good.
Being filmed.
Who made this?
What's going on, guys?
Oh, this little let me got this guy here. Hold on, get off my screen, bro. Get off my screen. So yeah, so we got Marky Mark with his protein bar. I don't know why they just don't like take the idea from a actual reputable company that they like, and then just like take one or two ingredients out and then call it their own. That's what I would do. I mean, like, why not? You know, and then just market and sell it. But it has to be good though. You gotta like you if you're gonna sell protein bars, here's my thing. If I'm gonna sell protein bars or protein powders, I would be taking my stuff. Like, you would see me taking my protein powder. I wouldn't just try to sell it to you. I would actually eat them. I would think they're good because they would be part of my diet. So why would you not like eat your stuff? That's the best way to sell it, in my opinion, besides, you know, like have some kind of influence and be somebody and all that stuff, yada, yada, yada. But you would want to see like, hey, like, I actually drink this. Hey, I actually take these for snacks in between, you know, or whenever I'm like not able to get to a full meal, I use these as a supplement in between, or a go-to snack or something, like, you know. Sometimes make your protein shakes unhealthy. Throw a scoop of ice cream up in that joint, you know what I mean? And eat and drink it that way, like, you know. But I just don't understand that picture and the way it looked. That was just like garbage. That was horrible, terrible. But let's continue.
Wahlberg.
Oh, that's so gross.
Safe to say, I'm gonna stick to Kendrick for my inspired bars. Up next, protein water.
I ended up bringing this ready-to-go protein drink with me on my walk today. Super excited about this one because usually with protein shakes, they're milky, chocolatey, vanilla. The fact that this is like a juice, I'm excited about it. 16 grams of protein, 100 calories, very good macros, 0 grams of fat. Wow. This better be good, Mark. There's literally nobody better to judge a mouthful of protein than me. It smells awful. Hawaiian punch with a little uppercut of protein. You can definitely tell the whey protein's in there, but very like pineapple-y, which I love. You got a little hint of banana, but banana's not even on that fruit thing. There's no banana in here. I guess I just know what's on my mind. The best way to describe this drink is that you're at a one-star resort, you ordered a pina colada, it then melted, you then put it in the fridge, and then voila. It's still really good though. 100 calories, 16 grams protein, 0 fat. Can't go wrong.
So I enjoyed the rest of the drink on my walk, and the more I drank it, the more I loved it. Mark, you're redeeming yourself here, but can you keep it up? Product 3, protein cookie.
For some reason, these are like extremely discounted on the website, so I think there's a chance I'm either gonna need a bathroom or a hospital after this thing. So 310 calorie chocolate chip cookie. Instantly I'm thinking of Lenny and Larry's. Those are pretty good, and those are a lot more calories than this, so instantly we're already winning with this. We gotta see how it tastes. I recommend not ever smelling it. It actually smells like sawdust. Look at it.
I don't think you can.
Oh my gosh.
I just don't think you can, you know, like make a fitness cookie. Like, you can't do cookies like that. Cookies are meant to be unhealthy. You can't add anything. I mean, the only way you could do this. Here, this is the only way you could do this. Like, for example, let's say you make box brownies or brownies from scratch or whatever. You know, you gotta use flour and stuff like that. The only way you can do the whole protein thing with the cookies or brownies is if you like know how to make it from scratch, or if you do box cake, box brownies, or box cookies, whatever the case is, whatever it is. In that flour process where, you know, you mix everything, you add protein powder to it, then that's it. Then that's like the only way, like that's how I would do it. I would, you know, make protein cookies, but they would be in a box. They wouldn't be like in a package pre-ready to go. It would be like your box brownies, like your Betty Crocker box brownies, but just like, you know, that's a damn good idea.
Oh my gosh. Definitely not cookie-like. It more so has the consistency of like a stale muffin. There's no sweetness in it. Definitely something that you give your dog, minus the chocolate chips, because that'd be kind of counterproductive. Oh, I don't even think heating this up could save this thing. It is so dry. I'm pretty sure this could like absorb a pool. They give the Sahara Desert a run for its money. Wow. If your standards are low and you like cookies, then this could be for you. But I think we have a case here of someone just putting their name on a product to make some sales and to make some money. There's no way a guy who has a home gym like this sells products like this.
That's his home gym?
There's no way a guy who has a home gym like this.
That's his home gym? That's actually pretty legit. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. I expect a little bit better. I mean, he doesn't need a ring. You wouldn't need a ring that big. I would say you could do like half that ring. And then, you know, half that size of a ring, and then, but everything else is pretty legit. But half the ring, that's too much. It's too much ring, I would say. You don't need an actual full-size gym. I think that's a full-size gym. Ring. I think it's a full-size ring. But his gym ain't too bad, man. It's actually pretty legit. He's got a decent gym. Looks like he has another ring over here on this side, unless this is a mirror that I'm not seeing. Is that a mirror? I think it's a mirror. Yeah, I think it's a mirror here. Okay, it's a mirror. He's just showing a reflection. Okay. Gym ain't bad. Gym ain't bad. I would, you know, give you a round of applause for your gym, Marky Mark, for sure. Yeah. Decent gym. I mean, better than my gym. I don't have a home gym, so I can't crap on it too much because you know better than me. But, yeah, that's perfect. Home gym is the way to go. Get your own home gym.
Sells products like this. A real half-hearted attempt, Mark. I expected better from you.
All right, so we got Marky Mark with the good old. So he got 1 out of 3 when it comes to products. So the first product was just straight atrocious as far as Will said. Then the second one, the drink, he said was pretty good. So the protein bar was crap, the drink was good, and then the cookie was bad. I don't see how you mess up the protein bar, man. You have to go. If you're gonna do good protein bars, you have to put, I would say, peanut butter. Peanut butter, chocolate. I don't know about birthday cake. Like some bland, like some ones you can't get wrong. Peanut butter, chocolate, or maybe vanilla. I don't know. I don't know if I've had a vanilla protein bar before. or Oreo cookie or something like that. But you gotta like, they gotta be actually good though. You know what I mean? Like you gotta figure that one out. You gotta actually like do those good. You can't just put your name across a product and sell it. That's what I agree. I think that's what he did. I think that's what he did. I agree with Will on this one, but let's go ahead and see let's see what he rates it. I'm pretty sure I know what he's gonna rate him, but let's just check it out.
Mark, why are you smiling? 1.5 stars. Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Bad chick, that could be a fantasy. Holly, you got this?
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, he kissed the nanny goat. The Rock has kissed the nanny goat. Bruh is down with the New World Order. This is a bad luck, buddy. But hey, I guess you got that bag. You got that money. You got that money.
And the nominees for Best Actress in a Groovy Nightclub Drama, Miss Wayman Harrington.
Yes.
Well, that ad is promising a lot, and that's probably the most eyebrow acting I think I've ever seen in my entire life. But as you guys just saw, today's pre-workout is courtesy of Dwayne. I just love him. I walk by him every single day on my walk. We got the Zoa Energy. I'm just shocked I've never had it. A few things about this. Apparently he like markets it like it's good for you. Energy drinks are just not good for you. Just simple as that. I guess some are better than others. There's also something called camu in it from the rainforest. Apparently it has 30 times the amount of vitamin C than a typical orange, which is pretty cool. He also says it.
Lies. You know what we gotta say, y'all. You know what we gotta say.
You lying ass bitch.
Come on now. Come on, bro. We know that's in the lab, man. You know, they probably put like one drop in there and was like, all right, slap on the label, tell them it's Camu.
It doesn't give you jitters, and I'm very, very upset to see there's only 120 milligrams of caffeine, so no kidding I don't get jitters. That's enough caffeine to caffeinate the average middle school teacher, let alone The Rock and the way that he trains. So I got myself the white peach flavor, coincidentally my nickname in high school. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Oh my gosh, it tastes like kind of like a girly drink that you have at a bachelorette with all the girls, like a brunch or something like that. It gives me that kind of vibe. Like you mix in some gin. Don't mix gin. Nice, subtle hint of peach, not too sweet, goes down smooth, not very, very carbonated, which I like. Before he opens his Zoa, he always says this catchphrase.
Sip your Zoe. Now let's go.
He's about 4 repetitions of that catchphrase away from convincing me that he was into it, but sip your Zoe, and now let's go to the gym for leg day. I just made it to the gym, and I'm actually jittery to the point that my legs have goosebumps. Now, I'm concerned for 2 reasons. The first one being, I'm not supposed to have jitters. And the second one being, I have energy drinks all the time, and I don't feel it ever. I usually just drink energy drinks recreationally because I'm tired of water. So the fact I feel something right now is crazy. I swear whatever The Rock touches becomes a success. So hopefully I'm next in line. Or bed.
I crushed my Zoa, and with a little bit of The Rock in me, I was ready for the best workout of all time. Unfortunately, though, things took a turn for the...
Hold on. Wait. We just not gonna skip past that. What we got walking in here? Hold on. Can we get a slow motion? Do we need a slow motion? Where's the playback speed? All right, we're gonna go from normal. I don't know what's fast. I'm gonna say negative is faster. All right, here we go. Slow. Okay, that's fast. All right, we're gonna try this again. Hit that back button. Okay, get your face out of here.
Success. So
Okay.
I crushed my Zoa.
Okay, here we go. Slow motion. Let's get a slow walk in. Here we go. Slow walk.
I was ready for the best.
There we go. All right. Back to fast motion. She wasn't important. Just had to get a good look.
Of all time. Unfortunately, though, things took a turn for the worst quick. It went through me faster than expected, and I forgot my belt, knee sleeves, and squat shoes. But I was determined to turn these little twigs into rock-worthy legs. So I put on his playlist and got to work. And it was a workout for the books. I had tons of energy, focus, and my typical weights just felt lighter than normal.
That was a rep PR.
We have got to the...
All right. So he hit a PR on the Rock's Wait a minute. Pause. He hit a PR on the Rock's drink. Oh my goodness, that sounds terrible. He hit a PR while drinking the Rock's Zoe. Oh my goodness, this is not sounding good. Oh my Jesus. Okay. That's enough. But he hit a PR, and PR means, what does it mean? I don't know what it means, but in my day, we call it your max. So he hit a max. I don't know what the hell PR ever stood for. Personal. What does PR mean in fitness? PR. Because every time somebody does a PR, it's like they're maxing themselves out. We call it max. The hell is PR? I don't know. Social media changes things, but whatever. PR, whatever. Personal best. I don't know what he hit a new max.
Dwayne, 3.5 stars. Venus Williams.
Bro got a huge pimple on this one right here. Bro got a huge pimple on that photo. He was proud of that pimple.
Breakfast today is courtesy of Venus Williams with Happy Viking meal replacement shakes. The cutest name award goes to, I mean, it just sounds like a Netflix cartoon for your nephew to obsess over. But honestly, I am super excited for Venus. Is this possibly an escape from Serena's shadow? I think it could be. Like, I just love the branding. I got the iced coffee flavor, 160 calories per serving, and the ingredient list is crazy. There are so many superfoods in here. It's just like the developers were like, Venus, we're gonna dump as many superfoods as we possibly can into this, and you tell us when to stop. And then she just never said stop. Like, I feel like one serving, I'm gonna grow a little garden in my belly. What I wish I learned a long time ago, smell it before you taste it. Oh, okay. I didn't even register a veganness. It definitely smells like coffee. It actually smells more mocha than anything. There's definitely chocolate in here. And I just saw that there's 80 milligrams of caffeine per serving, which is awesome. So there's actually coffee in here, which is great. Overall, the reviews are really good. There are some where people said it left them gagging and not in a good, fun way. Tom Brady's we needed to mix with 8 ounces of water. This one we got to mix with 12 ounces of water because it's a much bigger scoop, yo. 45 grams. Holy shit. I'm never gonna have to have a micro again. Just look at her. She's like, yeah, I know it's good.
See, we're at the point in social media now where everybody realizes that, like, yo, you didn't really put no heart or soul into this protein shake or whatever crap you're trying to sell. You just trying to make some money off of it by putting your face on it. If it's got my face on it, my face makes money. So we see behind the veil a lot now, but, you know, it is what it is. Get your money. I ain't hating.
As this thing was blending, I was just learning so much more about the product and what it does for me. I swear, man, if we have another pandemic, just get yourself this and you won't get sick. Whoa, wow, that's good. Oh my gosh. It actually tastes like coffee, and with all those superfoods in it, like, don't get me wrong, you do taste it a little bit, but it's like in a way that I actually welcome. Like, it feels good. It feels like it's doing good for my body. And for being a vegan drink, it's mashed super well. It's not chalky. I don't feel like I'm compromising. On a vegan scale, this is probably the best vegan protein I've ever had. This is a 10 out of 10 vegan protein, 100%. Venus, Grand Slam.
Venus, you go girl, 4.5 stars. Ric Flair.
Woo Energy by Ric Flair. You gotta love him.
Ain't no way this one's gonna pass. I don't see this one as a winner at all. We all know how Ric Flair is, but I don't know about this one. Oh no, we gonna see. I mean, it better be energy drink. All that damn wooing he doing, it better be energy drink. So we gonna see. It better make you, you know, go as crazy as he do when he start tripping out in the gym or in the ring and start doing all his little fidgety and dancing. This thing better have like 600 milligrams of caffeine, maybe even 1,000.
I actually know nothing about him, but from the looks of this product, he seems like he'd be a good time. So I'm on the website right now. It says, break the rules, be spontaneous, and create your own joy. I don't know how I feel about that. It sounds like I'm being recruited into a cult again. This is by far the product I'm the most nervous to try because on Reddit, the quirky draft said, He tried it and he felt happy, but also not sober at the same time. I wish he could have expanded on that. It essentially looks like Burning Man in a can because it's just a big old mushroom blend in here, 150 milligrams of caffeine. So I really don't know how any of these flavors are gonna come through at all. I have a choice between dragon fruit, strawberry banana, and lemon. What's it gonna be? Strawberry banana, let's go. I'm nervous. Oh, sheesh. Is that the mushrooms? Like, got a little premature Ric Flair. Yeah, I mean, I'm open to anything as long as it attributes to my gains. Here's a quote here, it says, if you don't like it, learn to love it. Am I a customer or am I his prison bitch? Like what? Let's leave it to a pro wrestler to suplex my stomach. Here we go, strawberry banana, shroom energy drink. It doesn't taste like mushrooms or fruit. It tastes like a science experiment. That is exactly what it tastes like. But I would say that's a win because based off the ingredient profile, you would think it tastes like doo-doo caca. It's not bad. It just tastes like a very uncarbonated, a little bit more medicinal than a Monster. 30 calories, 6 carbs. Holy shit, that's a lot of B12. 5,000% of my day.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, I think the B12 is gonna like come back and bite him in the ass. That's a lot of B12. 5,000. That's overboard. But we're gonna see how this makes him feel. But I don't think this is gonna work out too well. But we gonna see.
Rue energy done. I definitely did not learn to love it. I hate it now. You get very tired of the flavor very, very soon. But it's not the flavor that only matters. It's will I not be sober and will I have a good workout? Let's see.
I ordered an Uber to go to the gym because you can never really be too careful. The last time I took mushrooms, I thought Katie was a Boston cream donut. I was feeling great, enjoying the beautiful weather until all of a sudden my heart started racing, which was weird because there's only 150 milligrams of caffeine in this.
It's the B12 and probably the niacin. The niacin. Why you got niacin in your drink? That niacin just screws you up. Oh no, if I see niacin in there, I ain't drinking it.
Drink. Like, that is not a good resting heart rate. And I started to worry. But we made it to the gym in one piece and I began my workout, which felt good, but as good as I usually do.
I'm around 20 minutes into my workout, and so far the gym has not turned into a scene in Alice in Wonderland, which I guess that's kind of unfortunate. I was looking forward to an interesting experience, but I don't feel anything. The pump's been pretty good. Workout's been pretty good. Don't feel weak. I just feel normal. Don't feel any happier than normal. Just feel normal.
Well, that sucks. That's a huge letdown. I mean, took all that crap in your body for nothing. All that niacin and B6, B12. It's the niacin. I think the niacin had him feeling a little weird at first. But other than that, so far the best one would be Venus and Serena, Venus Williams with iced coffee. But let's continue because we're almost done with this one. I think this is the last one, or he had one more left. So let's see how this fares out.
So in the end, unfortunately, I felt sober, but I think the only natural thing to do is give it to my friends to see what they think.
I like the packaging. It's very 80s. Oh, Jesus!
There Rick goes blowing early again, but surprisingly, they loved it.
Star rating on 5.
I say 4.
Yeah, I'd go with solid 4.
Ric Flair, 2.25 stars. LeBron James and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Say what?
They say it's not how you.
LeBron James and Arnold Schwarzenegger have an energy drink. Who the hell would have ever put those two together? Who would have known that? Like literally, who would have known?
It's how you finish. We say, when are you ever finished?
Never finished, the kind of promise I break every time. But life is a workout, that was pretty decent, somewhat motivational. But are you kidding me? Arnold Schwarzenegger and LeBron James collab? That's like a real life Batman and Superman get together. They should have called this goat powder. But what's even more crazy is that I'm pretty sure the company went out of business. And if they can't do it together, we are essentially all doomed. And I could really only get my hands on the vanilla, which just means I gotta go to the owner for that chocolate craving. But I don't know how it's going out of business. You check on the Instagram, they ain't posting since 2023. Now, usually when you buy protein, you have like a 3-year window. Look at this, best before August 1st, 2024. I literally have less than 2 months. So this is essentially a historical piece that could be worth tons of money in the future.
We gotta go back. That was funny. Oh, that was funny. Oh, you really started coughing.
It looks way creamier than the other proteins that we've had. The vanilla has like a brown tint to it, so let's just hope that was actually intended and not due to time in the actual bag. Another thing that I just noticed is that they have tart cherry in it, which I believe is in like Arnold Schwarzenegger's like staple protein shake. So a nice little personal touch. So let's hope that cherry be popping in this drink to be vegan.
I think vegan people, I think my assumption, my opinion, I think vegan people would be people who spend more money. I think if you're vegan, you spend more money on stuff. And if you're vegan, I mean, you clearly believe bullshit on a bag. So yeah, sell to the gullible people with money.
It makes no sense to me, but there's something about it that I just keep coming back to, and I just don't like it. This is the first time having LeBron in my mouth. Throat's a lot less sore than expected.
LeBron, Arnold, I'm sorry.
And the nominees for Best Actress in a Groovy Nightclub Drama, Miss Wayman Harrington. You win it! Hey, Benoit!
Stars.
Well, I finished the entire drink, and I think that speaks for something. But our #1 product in this video was Venus Williams with the Happy Viking. Make sure you comment down below. Congratulations, Venus. I also picked this video specifically for you to watch. I think you'll love it. So go.
All right, shout out to Venus Williams winning the Celebrity Product Challenge. She came with the vegan iced coffee, I may say. So she came through with the victory. She only just had one product, which was, well, a lot of them did. Some of them had 2, some had 3. She had one product, which was the iced coffee protein powder. So again, shout out to Venus Williams. And the ones that sucked royally that he had was who was the worst ones? Let's see. It was a list of them. Let me go find out who sucked the most. Pause. Who was the worst one? Let me see. I think I have it right here. Let's see.
In this video was Venus Williams with the Happy.
All right, so we had Tom Brady, Gwyneth Paltrow, man, atrocious. I can't believe she has a vagina-scented candle. Mark Wahlberg, he had 3. He had 1 out of 3 that were good, so he sucked. Ric Flair, he had some other people try his, so some other people liked it. LeBron and Arnold, The Rock had Zao. He really liked the flavor Zao, so that was good. And Tom Brady, I forget. He was the first one. I forget what his was, but that iced coffee from Venus Williams, so shout out to him. He did his thing on that one. Shout out to her. She did her thing on that one. But yeah, so if you want a celebrity product, try out Venus Williams Viking Happy iced coffee vegan protein powder, and then The Rock's Zao energy drink. And we just want to thank the Lord that Gwyneth Paltrow's candles were discontinued. Thank you for discontinuing her candles. Yes. Shout out to whoever decided to discontinue Gwyneth Paltrow's V-scented candles. Just nasty, disgusting. I just want to walk up to her and... Why would you even do such a thing? Who allowed you to get away with that? You nasty woman. Ugh. Who would even? Ugh. That's just nasty. Like, be considerate. Who the hell wants their house to smell like? Ugh. Just funky. I wonder what the names of the scents were. Was it just one name, or did she have like different names for like? Never mind. I don't want to go into it. That's just like, oh, okay, yeah, enough of that. Anyhow, shout out to Will Tennyson for that video. We always enjoy you bringing over the good fitness content. Very entertaining and very much to enjoy. So shout out to him, and thank you for putting us on new fitness celebrity drink products to try and to avoid. So shout out to you on that one. Yes. All right. With that being said, we are going to dive on over to the next segment of the show. Of course, we got to get over to the economy portion of the show. We're going to go ahead and check out a few things that we have to look at in the economy. So let me go ahead and change out this. Let me go ahead and change out that banner real quick so I don't forget. And we got to go ahead and get our sexy lady to come in and give us an intro into the economy. Hopefully I don't do it wrong today. Here we go.
Welcome to the economy segment of the show. Enjoy.
All right. Yes. As we see, when I made her, I told her to make me a sexy Brazilian, and they say she's Brazilian, so I'm gonna go with it. So I'm gonna say that that's a Brazilian woman, and I may have to go get me one at some point in life, and we're gonna have our fun with those, and yeah. I hear it's a good thing to have, Brazilian women. Do you know that Brazil is just about as big as the United States? Just the country of Brazil alone is just as big as the United States. Maybe off by like 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, square miles, but still, like the just the country of Brazil is just as big, almost as big as the continent of the United States. So yeah, that's pretty crazy to think about. That lets you know how huge Brazil is. Like that's a big country. On the map, if you know anything about a map, they screw up the size of the continents on purpose because evil people who want to, make you believe their ideology and indoctrination. So they make this country big and this country small and this country this, but in our reality, like the most powerful country is like really almost the smallest country, to be quite honest. The most powerful country is like the smallest country on the map, just about. So they try to screw up your mind frame and don't expect you to think or add up square miles to use your brain. They want you to believe what they tell you. But fun fact. But with that being said, we do have to go over. I have to go over one thing before we get right into the fitness portion of the show, and I want to go over this. Yesterday, I talked about the H-1B visas, or the H-1B, what is it? H-1B visas. H-1B visas that happened. If you know anything that happened yesterday or over the weekend, Trump signed the H-1B visas, a fee for foreigners to come over here and work for a visa, and it was a $250 charge. Trump just upped it up to $100,000, and I was like, yo, hold up, like what is going on? I covered it yesterday. We looked at videos. We actually saw the actual signing and saw the people of his party talk about it, and the guy spoke and said, there was a reporter that asked a question. He said, hey Trump, he said, are these going to be renewals, or are these going to be only new people who get cards? And the guy said these are going to be renewals. Anybody who gets a new one, like, we are going to be charging that $100,000 for renewals and new people, because we want to bring back jobs back to America, to get these jobs to America and stop outsourcing all of our work and not taking care of the people in our own country. I was like, okay. All right, yeah. I feel you, because it's mainly aimed at the tech companies, because the tech companies, they go in, they hire people from like India or China or any other country except America, right? So I was like, that's not a bad idea. That's actually good. And then I was watching this video, right? So then I pulled this video up for you, and as you can see, we got this Ling right here. Shout out to the Lings, I must say. So then this video comes up. Well, of course, they're gonna make me run this ad real quick. Let's see.
The U.S.
All right, so then I looked at this video today, and I was like, oh man. So I started watching this video, and I just had an epiphany. So I'm looking at the video, and this Ling, she starts talking, and listen what she says.
Silicon Valley wives of global travelers have rushed back to the U.S. overnight. On the evening of September 19th, President Donald Trump unexpectedly announced a new hike in the H-1B visa fees for high-tech workers, raising them to $100,000 per year.
So then as I saw this right here, I started thinking, I was like, oh no, wait a minute. I was like, so the H-1B visas, they're going to apply to the Lings too. And I was like, oh no, that's not good. You can't. Where's my music? Let me cue the music real quick. Hold on, before we go any further. You can't apply these to the Lings. Who's gonna give out happy massages? You gonna take away the happy massages? The American women, they don't want a man. They don't. They made it clear. They don't want husbands. They don't want nothing to do with men. Not all, but a lot. And then you take away our Lings? Who gonna massage us now? Who's gonna give us great happy massage? And she take care of you. She take care of you. Shh, quiet. I take care of you. And she gives you a massage that she went to school for, but probably don't got a license. But nobody knows because she take care of you. And now she gotta go? She not gonna be here no more? Like, who? Why? We need the linglings. Like, keep the linglings here. You could charge them $1,000. You know, it was $250. Charge them $1,000. Now you can get rid of the Indians and all that, but I mean, keep the linglings here though. We need the linglings. Who gonna rub us down? You know, they probably saved a lot of marriages because they have great touch with the massage skills, and yet you want to take them and make them go away. That is not fair. That is so not fair. So that's what I thought about. I thought that this was a very, very, very unfair situation that the H-1B visas will take away our massaging linglings. Yeah, H-1B visas, it's a sad day. It's a very sad day for all the linglings, all the Asian linglings that will no longer be able to give us massages at the parlors. Moment of silence. It's a sad day. All the linglings are gonna go away. Koreans, Japanese, Chinese. We no longer will have authentic happy massages here in America. They're gonna be all gone. Okay, now back to the show. We're going to get back to it. But shout out to Trump for the HB1 visas because it's going to bring back jobs to America. So shout out to America. Right. So then on a more on another note, we're going to look at the data centers. So the data centers that's going on is that the data centers allegedly, they have a dark side. I found a video that's going to talk about the dark side of the data centers. The data centers are basically basically the new tech hubs that are going to be put in by like your Nvidia, Tesla, Microsoft, Apple, Meta, all these guys, and probably a couple more I forgot to name. These guys are putting in these data centers. Well, I found a video and we're going to look and see if there's any dark side to these data centers, because I mean, if there's dark sides to these data centers, we must know, because we got to figure out what is so bad about implementing data centers, because the data centers are going to be used to basically implement or basically scale AI to like ways we've never seen before. So what are the pros and the cons? We're going to look at the cons about what's going on with these data centers, how many they have across the globe, and what exactly does it mean for regular folk. For regular folk, what does it mean for regular folk? Because right now we live in a two-tier society. Have and have-nots. You're either balling or you're broke. That's where we're at right now. Because the middle class is eroding to poor unless they can rise up and become rich. So we got to exactly understand what these data centers are doing and what's the real problem that we're having. And I've done some research to show you and to probably get your attention, to make you pay attention. There's a bigger problem going on than the left wing and the right wing, than the liberal, than the conservative, than to, you know, my body, my choice, to where I want to be trans or whatever, to, you know, have a family and let's take care of our kids. There's a bigger problem going on that people are not paying attention to. They too busy fighting, but they're not looking. And I think this will raise a really big question as to what we should be focused on, because if this gets out of hand, everybody is going to be screwed. And I mean royally, royally screwed. So we got to pay attention and see exactly what's going on with this situation. So let me go ahead and pull this up on the screen. Let me change the banner real quick. Let me get the banner out there. And we got to pay attention, okay? We're going to take, well, hold on. Before I put this up on the screen, let me refresh this real quick. Let me go ahead and refresh this. Hold on. Yep, exactly. It's going to hit me with an ad. So we're going to have to pay attention to what are the extreme consequences of data centers. They sound good. They sound good for the future, and everybody's like, jobs. We need jobs, 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 jobs. And I'm like, look, screw your job. If you don't become an entrepreneur, I can't say the word. If you don't become an entrepreneur, you are screwed. That's the way I see things moving forward. That's why I'm like, hey, you better be an entrepreneur. You better get down. You better wake up and grind every single day. You see me live streaming, preaching to you on the screen. You better get up and start getting it in, because these people with these data centers and these people moving forward in tech and AI, people are not really seeing the bigger picture. The tech people are, because they're feeling the brunt right now. now, but and Gen Z too. But at the end of the day, the way they feel like this.
FYM. Fuck y'all motherfuckers, you know?
They finna get their money. That's all they focused on. And we're gonna look at the cost that's gonna come to. And it's not just financial. That's the thing. The cost is not only financial, but it's also resources. Let's get into it. So here we go. We already had the introduction, so let's go ahead and take a look at this video and see how things are gonna go. So without further ado, shout out MTR, here we go.
Giant warehouses are popping up across the US, more than 2 every week. They feed AI algorithms, store photos, and answer our questions.
Hey Google.
A data center campus like this can consume as much power and water as an entire city. And many of the biggest server farms are emerging from the desert. But there's no official record of how many of these are being built, where they are, or even who owns them.
To be honest, I've never really run into so much resistance for records than this. Project.
Big tech companies often go to great lengths to hide the details. So we decided to build a map.
What we designed is a system to see not only the individual location of each data center across the country, but also where they cluster.
And for some, these clusters are appearing too close to home.
Hold on.
Appearing too close to home.
Yo, look at that. Yo, look at is this real? This can't be real. This looks fake. There's no way in hell. You got 4 of these big data centers, but look at this residential area that you have right here. There's a movie, I said this last time, called Distinguished Gentlemen, where they had the issue with the power line that was causing like cancer or whatever. Because a little girl ended up getting cancer in the movie. She's bald-headed or whatever. Now, that was just with the power lines back in the day. This is a whole freaking data center. This trumps a power line. So you can only imagine, how can you put this in a residential area? They're basically trying to get these people to get the hell out of here so they can take over this real estate over here by putting their data center. Like, look at this is residential. Like, there's no way you can put this here, but they did. Oh my goodness, this is bad, but let's continue.
We went to meet people who say having data centers next door is affecting their health.
I had a hard time breathing, I couldn't sleep. I thought I was losing my mind.
Summertime is more of a during the winter it's like almost like an engine trying to start.
So how many data centers are there in the US? And is there enough power and water to satisfy a building boom that is only just getting started?
Where I am standing now is at the middle of the data center capital of the world. This is Loudoun County, Virginia, otherwise known as Data Center Alley. And it may not look like much from down here.
Okay, so real quick, I don't know much about Virginia. I just know about Virginia Beach. I don't know, but we're looking at, so if this is it right here, looking like, this looks like water, okay? This looks like water. So they're surrounded by a plethora of water. Water's coming all through here, if I'm not mistaken. This looks like a lot of water, so it's a good spot because if you know anything, data centers take a lot of water and they run the hell out of power, as they just told us. So keep that in mind, how important resources are, because nobody's paying attention to this. I mean, these people are, but I'm trying to bring awareness, but not everybody's going to listen. I just need one of y'all to listen, though. These data centers are going to take up so much water and jack up the electricity price, but we have to see how many they have and how bad it's going to affect. I mean, if you're taking water and jacking up electricity price, what are you going to drink? And then how are you going to basically power your home? So that's an issue. And also it's going to cause health concerns. It's going to cause physical harm to your health. Here we go.
Virginia, otherwise known as Data Center Alley. And it may not look like much from down here, but just take a look from up above.
These are Amazon data centers. Zoom out and you can see tech companies tend to build data centers in clusters.
where there is a reliable power supply, access to enough water, as well as tax breaks and affordable land. But of course, these tend to also be places where lots of people already live, like Santa Clara County, California, or the most heavily populated part of Arizona, Maricopa County.
Bro, look at this. Look at this. Look at these data centers, and these houses are right here. They're like right in residential. This is crazy.
California, or the most heavily populated part of Arizona, Maricopa County. And of course, here in Northern Virginia, the most densely populated part of the Washington, D.C. metro area, and one of the largest and fastest growing residential areas in the US.
Yeah, I mean, I was the fourth homeowner in this neighborhood, fourth to occupy a house in this neighborhood.
Donna Gallant.
If they have data centers that close, like that's got to bring the property value down. Like they're not going to be able to sell their homes. Who the hell wants to buy a home by a data center? These people are going to get screwed royally out of their real estate investments. Well, can't really call them investments if they ain't paid them off, but whatever. Their home, if they went up in value, this is going to screw them over royally. Like they're going to be stuck.
Has lived on this street in Prince William County, Northern Virginia, for the last 30 years. All very peaceful until 2021, when things started to change. These are Google data centers, and ever since they started rising from the ground, Donna has been looking for answers.
There's no transparency, and
with the data center companies or with local authorities?
Both. Yeah. So anytime you ask a question, it's, oh, we signed an NDA, we can't talk about it. Oh, we're under NDA, we can't talk about it. So there's no transparency at all.
The site isn't complete yet, but she says the noise is already taking its toll.
When I go to my room at night, the tonal noise immediately triggered my anxiety to the point where I couldn't sleep. I ended up having to go down on my first floor and put noise-canceling headphones on just so I could sleep.
Look how close that is. It's right there. Like it's right there. That's crazy. I'm telling you, that movie Distinguished Gentleman with Eddie Murphy, this will give you a good idea of like the magnitude of how big this is. This is crazy.
But for Donna and her neighbors, this is just the start. Over the next few years, they will find themselves surrounded by a string of new data centers.
Monday CRM is so intuitive.
So they're gonna be putting a bunch of these up, man. Like this is something you have to pay attention to. They're putting a bunch of these up. Now, when they put a bunch of these up, all right, you have to wonder. They're putting these in residential areas. Like this is crazy to me. How you put these in residential areas? That's what throws me off. You can't put. I guess you can if you got the money to do what the hell they want. You're putting these in residential areas. You're going to cause people great harm to their health. Then you're taking all their water and then you're jacking up their electricity bill. They have no choice but to leave at that point. And they have no choice. Then you can buy out the subdivisions around in that area. You know what I mean? You can just buy it out. So so you're buying out more real estate by pushing people out because of your data centers in residential areas. That's brutal. That's brutal. And then you're going to cause them physical harm to their health because of the data centers. Like, Jesus. But let's continue this video because it gets deeper. It gets deeper. And then we have another video after this. But let's watch.
That's going to go from this road here all the way and around my neighborhood. That's where the data center is going to go. And that's going to be 75 feet tall, dead smack in the middle of a neighborhood.
Zoom out a little more and you can see this plot of land. It was originally meant for housing, but in 2023 it was rezoned to clear the way for the construction of data centers in...
They rezoned it from residential? Oh my gosh, they rezoned it. And, this is brutal. Yo, this is a serious situation that people should be paying attention to. This is wild.
Instead, Prince William County already has over 70 data centers.
But if this master plan for a data center opportunity zone is fully realized, together with Loudoun County to the north, they'll have more data centers than Russia.
70 data centers? Those people electric bills are through the roof and their water has to be destroyed. It has to be.
Donna set up a local campaign to challenge the rezoning, but the lawsuit was dismissed.
Yeah, it's heart-wrenching. It's heart-wrenching. Do I have ill feelings towards the data center industry for that? Yes, I do. I think we all need it. It's the way the world is going, but do I think dropping it next to people's homes is the right answer? No.
There is no definitive public directory of data centers, no official map, no single regulator to ask, or government agency to FOIA.
So, it's been really tricky to kind of get these records because the companies don't want to disclose all of that information.
That's the power of money. That's what money does. Money does that. They got so much money, ain't nothing you can do. That's what money does. When you got trillions of dollars, it's game over. Like this is in game. Like they're finna change they're finna change the world like you've never seen before. They're finna change it. And the change is going to come at a severe consequence of relocating people and draining of the resources via water and electricity. They're about to drain the living hell out of it. And he said they are competing with Russia. So Russia got data centers. America got data centers. I wouldn't put it past Asia. Oh, Russia's in Asia. China having data centers. Europe having data. I mean, pretty sure the whole world got data centers. So, I'm going to have to get a map and see globally how many data centers unless they bring it up. But if these data centers are pulling off this much water and electricity, the future does not look too bright. I mean, where would you live? Like how does living change with these things going up? Like it's going to change the way we live dramatically. So if they're using the data centers, right, rezoning residential, the data centers is causing health concerns, damaging water, raising up your electricity, you have to leave, you have to move, because you're not going to be able to financially fight it. And then when you do, they're going to be able to take all that real estate around the data center. You know what I mean? They're going to take it all. So then they're taking residential places from rezoning them for business purposes, and there's nothing that you can do. This is wild. This is wild, but we got to continue watching this. This is very good.
By tricky, we mean redacted records and requests denied on the grounds of trade secrets. It turns out there is one thing that most data centers need: backup generators, in case the grid fails. And anyone who wants to install a generator needs to apply for an air quality permit.
So what we set out to do was request all of the permits that are issued to data centers for those backup generators.
That meant filing public record requests for air permits in every state.
All right, so we got Ohio, good life, great resources. We got Nebraska, Ohio, Nebraska, hotspot. So Ohio's getting them, Nebraska's getting them, Virginia's got freaking they're the data center alley, so they got freaking 70 of them. You know what I mean? So we're seeing them being put everywhere. But right now, what I'm noticing, it seems like they're right over there, and I know Michigan has them too. So they're close to the Great Lakes area. You know what I mean? Like over in that region where a lot of water is on the East Coast. So they're over there in that area too. So. And it's a high cost of living. Jesus. Ugh.
They list the capacity of the generator, so we can extrapolate the power needs of the data center. They also provide clues about who owns it. Take this hotspot rapidly expanding close to Columbus, Ohio.
There are at least 164 emergency generators permitted here. This is a data center where the air permit was applied for by an LLC called Magellan Enterprises LLC. But the company has applied for a trade secrets exemptions. So they were actually able to redact pretty much all the information that we wanted.
But all of the big tech giants must disclose any companies like LLCs that they own. And by digging into their official records, we managed to pull back the mask. And it turns out that the data center in Ohio,
It's not Magellan Enterprises LLC, that's actually owned by Google.
Why waste and
All right, so they're trying to hide it, but they can't hide it. You know, you dig deep enough and you'll find out the truth. I mean, they know how to hide their stuff. They're just trying to like layer it. If they wanted to hide it, they could, but they don't want to hide it. They're just layering it to, you know, so you can't see it. They ain't stupid, but yeah, they're basically like, I've already preached about this. I've already did a video called "What is a Technocracy?" And the technocracy, this is going to probably basically blow the current political landscape off of its, off of its pillar, because now if you have enough power to build data centers and rezone, parcels of land where real estate gets done, you can rezone them, and you got that much money, and you have data centers that run power, that control everything. A technocracy is where we're headed, because now we're going to run into experts there who run things as opposed to politicians. Like, that's changing the landscape. It's changing it all the way. So we're going to see a technocracy run things. What is a technocracy, you may ask? Let me go ahead and put this up for you so you can see it. So a technocracy is a government or control of society or industry by an elite of technical experts. Okay, so therefore we're going to have a bunch of data people, like tech people, running the government, as opposed to what we're used to. We're used to, politicians and stuff like that. The structure of society is about to change from a Republican or democracy to a technocracy. It's about to change completely. So get ready for this, because it's happening and they're doing it.
this is a task we repeated hundreds of times to build this map. It's the most comprehensive tally to date of America's exploding data center industry.
Wait. Let's go back.
This is LLC.
Of times to build this map.
Okay, so right here, I was talking about this earlier. See that right here by the Great Lakes, right up here? So you have a bunch over here. You got some in right over here in this area in here. But then, Jesus, we have a bunch in, man, okay, they're everywhere. There's really no specific place. We got some in Austin, San Antonio, Houston, Dallas, of course, the big hubs. You got, what is out here? I don't know what's out here by Midland. I don't know what's over here. But Kansas got some. Kansas City right here. Alabama, Huntsville got some too. Atlanta has quite a few. Charlotte, South Carolina, right by the water. North Carolina, Virginia is where they said that that's going to be the alleyway. The East Coast is going to be them. Right over here about the Great Lakes, they got them up here. Minneapolis got some. Colorado is a hub for freaking a bunch of them. Jesus, just when you thought you were safe. Oh my goodness, man. These things are, I wonder how many they have over. It's got a bunch over here in Arizona. So we're only seeing some. We're not seeing all. So they're finna put these things everywhere, and it's about to just be it's about to be a show. It's about to be an ish show, for sure. Man, this is crazy.
It's the most comprehensive tally to date of America's exploding data center industry. Every dot is a data center large enough to need a permit for its backup generators. These are the facilities either already built or approved for construction at the end of 2024. We reached a total of 1,240 data centers. That's nearly 4 times the number in 2010.
So in 2010, they had 311. They already had these built in 2010. These were already built in 2010. So now they're at fucking, sorry, gotta watch my mouth. Now they're at freaking over 1,200. Over 1,200. In what's that, 15 years? And these things are huge. They're huge. So they're prepping, they're planning this, they're preparing this. We don't know if any of them are running yet, but I do believe some are running, or they're installing things to get them up and running. But let's continue.
The companies that use the most amount of power in data centers across the country, it probably won't surprise you, are Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Meta, and QTS.
Of the data centers we pinpointed, 177 belong to Amazon. And we've just passed the huge Amazon data centers behind us, and already we're straight into a residential area. And you can start to see why these data centers are so controversial. Those boxes on the roof there, that's the ventilation for the cooling systems to keep those hundreds and hundreds of servers from overheating and overloading. And these are running 24/7. And there's nowhere else in the world with a higher density of data centers than here in Loudoun County, Virginia. As much as a third of the planet's internet traffic flows.
Do you know how many kids are about to be affected by this? The health concern for the kids are about to be out of this world. I feel sorry for that. Like the adults and the kids are going to get harmed. Could you imagine working? Like, could you imagine working, you know what I mean? And you building up your life and your wealth and everything, and you just have freaking data centers right across the street from your home. Like, here's your home in your neighborhood you've been in for 20, 30 years, and then boom, they drop these data centers in and just ruin your real estate property value. I mean, your children are going to be at health risk. All this stuff kicks in, you know what I mean? Like, your water gets used, your electric bill goes up, and it just, all of that hard work you did led up to this point.
Together consumed almost a quarter of the state's electricity in 2023. Consumed all Virginia. As much as a third of the planet's internet traffic flows through the state of Virginia. The 329 data centers we tracked together consumed almost a quarter of the state's electricity in 2023.
Tight security by the looks of it. We got pretty high fences with barbed wire on top. I don't think we can get much closer.
It's rare to get a glimpse inside one of these server warehouses. We contacted dozens asking for a tour. Eventually, a small company called Lunavi in Wyoming said yes.
Hey, Courtney, welcome to Lunavi. Well, come on in, I'll show you a tour.
This 35,000 square foot data center is tiny compared to the largest ones in the US. Those can stretch to well over 1 million square feet. Lunavi offers cloud services to customers like betting apps, mapping companies, insurance, and healthcare businesses.
3 hot kings.
Dating a celebrity is very...
I gotta check that out again. He said that they're... I didn't hear it exactly. He said that they're able to provide clouding apps. Is that what he said? Let me find out right here. Let's pull this back up because we have it up again. All right, clouding apps. Is that what they said? Clouding apps? Up.
Lunavi offers cloud services to customers like 1 million square feet. Lunavi offers cloud services to customers like betting apps, mapping companies, insurance, and healthcare businesses.
Clouding services. So clouding is something that you should be paying attention to.
Zoom out and you can see that the location is no accident. Cheyenne, the capital of Wyoming, sits on an east-west internet superhighway. The city is also well connected to renewable energy generated by these wind farms. Wyoming is only a small player compared to Virginia, and to attract more, the state is offering generous tax breaks to encourage the big tech giants, like Microsoft. This large data center began emerging from the map south of Cheyenne in 2021, and this is a site belonging to Meta, just over the road.
You're currently within the critical infrastructure space of Data Center 2, designed to have 800 cabinets roughly at full capacity on that side. So we take the air from the above ceiling grid, we feed it down through the computers, they heat the air up, comes back out the back and up through the chimney above ceiling, and then just continually circulates the air on that perspective.
Lunavi has the space to scale up to the more energy-hungry GPU processors used to train AI algorithms.
So this big white space is future computing. The cabinets in this facility now have a capacity of something like 5 to 10 kW. If they want to build the ones that are going to do AI with graphic processing units, GPUs, that'll go up to something like 70 to 100 kW.
GPUs do need more power, but they can complete more tasks than a regular processing chip and in less time. The lower ambient temperatures in the high plains of Wyoming mean data centers use less energy and water to cool themselves. Lunavi say they use around 500,000 gallons of water a month when at full capacity. That's roughly the amount of water used by 200 people.
The nice, cool ambient air temperatures allow us to maintain a low PUE, which is a power usage efficiency, which then allows us to just be a lower cost center for our customers and pass those savings on.
But this area has been plagued by droughts. So farmers are watching the data center campuses emerging to the south of Cheyenne and getting nervous. This is a story unfolding not just in Wyoming and in Virginia, but across.
Cheyenne farmers worry that huge data centers will suck up their irrigation water. So therefore, their farming and their crops and their livestock that they're trying to live off the fat of the land, trying to stay outside of the system and be on your own property and live a life away from government influence, kind of like the Amish, you know what I mean? I wonder if the Amish are affected by stuff like this, or if the Amish know something, how to stay away from things like this. I'm kind of curious, because this right here, this is going to be very bad, because if they're doing this, it is taken away from farmers, then what's going to happen at the grocery store? There's going to be a ripple effect of this. This is going to be a huge ripple effect of this. How is this going to ripple out? This is going to be bad. Like, think about it. It's not just taking your water. It's affecting your food. It's affecting your health. It's affecting everything. And it's going to have a ripple effect if the farmers are getting hit by this as well. So your grocery stores are going to take a hit as well. Like, this is a really big deal that I really think people should be paying attention to. Like, you should really they've been doing this since 2010. There were 311 in 2010. Now 2025, there's over, 1,100. There's over 1,200 of them. There's over 1,200 of these now, and they're huge. One of the biggest ones is like 1 million square feet or more. So you can only imagine how much of a ripple effect this is going to ripple out and reverberate over time, because we saw what happened in 2020 when we got stimulus checks, and then as time passed on after 2020 happened, we see it. We saw the inflation of everything happen. This is something different. This is going to be really, you better come with a plan. You better have a plan well thought out. That's why I always tell people, keep your head down for 5 or 10 years. Focus on your money. Focus on doing what you got to do. Stay focused on doing whatever it is that you must do to get out of whatever situation that you're in. Don't try not to have any kids right now. Be careful in your marriages, or don't get married. Just stay the course and stay focused. Get your money up and try to live off the fat of the land. If you're able to drill your own well, have your own electricity, and build your own home, do what the Amish do, is the best way to navigate from being caught up in this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not against the data centers, but if it's harming people, then yeah, don't hurt people with your business. But at the same time, like, you're not going to stop this. They're going to do it. They're rezoning residential places. They're slapping data centers in the middle of residential areas. So they're not caring about men, women, or children. They're not caring about the effects of the harm they have on people. They're not caring about starving people or causing famine or anything like that. This is a big deal. It's a really big deal. I wish people would pay attention.
This is a story unfolding not just in Wyoming and in Virginia, but across the country. The average American holds hundreds of gigabytes of data in the cloud. Big tech companies, the healthcare and finance sectors, governments, of course, hold much more. We're talking zettabytes of data being stored, processed, and retrieved every day. 1 zettabyte is 1 trillion gigabytes. Of course, none of this lives up in the clouds. It's stored in large warehouses on the ground. This graph shows the explosion of data centers in the US in just the last 20 years.
Build a website you love.
Man, that chart said everything. They were building these since 2003. A data center in 2003, all the way up to now. They've been doing this. This is a well thought out plan. Look at this. This is a well thought out plan. 2003, and they've had what? they already had what, up to 10 or 15 data centers in 2003. So as we can see right here, they just been going and going. You know, they tapered off for a minute and they just went up. 2012, they tapered off and then they went up again. So, oh, man, this is crazy. This is crazy. But you have to pay attention. You have to know how to move. You have to know what to do. You have to figure out a plan on what you need to do. I mean, because people are so caught up in the world and the ways of what they're doing that they're not seeing the big picture. And by the time left-wing people, liberals, conservatives, whatever, they figure out what they're fighting over and who's going to run what, this shit is going to hit everybody like a ton of bricks. Because what you going to do when your water and your electricity are affected and your kids are harmed because of the health hazards that these things produce? What you gonna do then? You ain't gonna be able, you ain't gonna have no time to fight over anything because you both have a common enemy. It's like Thanos when he showed up. You know what I mean? It's like now you got a common enemy. Like you should have been paying attention to this a long time ago, but now, you know, when it's knocking at your front door and both of y'all are like, oh snap, how can I fight you if like I don't got no power? How can I fight you if I ain't got no water? Like we both are at risk. So like two enemies got to come together to fight one, but these trillion-dollar companies, what you gonna do?
Of data centers in the US in just the last 20 years. From above, just little white boxes, but remove the roof and you can see what all the fuss is about. Rows of computer servers performing calculations, training AI models, or storing data. Your social media accounts, photos, and videos live in a place like this. All these machines need power, a lot of it. So do the building's cooling systems and water pumps. The largest data centers can consume over 2 terawatt-hours of electricity a year, enough to power 200,000 homes. And just in case the power cuts out, data centers have backup batteries, as well as those diesel generators that they need permits for. The byproduct of all that energy use is heat. In many data centers, massive cooling systems suck out hot air and pass it through air conditioning units in a continuous loop. The most common type uses chilled water to absorb heat and release it from a cooling tower. The cooling systems and fans emit a constant drone. The noise level is generally below the limits permitted for industrial zones close to residential areas, but these were never designed with the 24/7 drone of modern data centers in mind. Listen to this. The ambient sound of Dulles Town Center in Northern Virginia, recorded on a phone. Three Amazon data centers sit roughly 200 meters away. I ran the audio through noise reduction software. Only then do you realize that hidden behind the drone of the data centers, there is birdsong. About 20 miles south in Manassas, Virginia, Carlos Yanis measures the noise from his local Amazon data centers.
Again, it's pretty much
They just destroying nature. That's just destroying nature. The beautiful sound of nature is being drowned out by business data centers. That is sad.
We were experiencing.
And that's just from your deck out?
That's from the deck.
So what sort of reading are we getting?
So right now it's stabilizing, but of course we're talking.
He does this twice a day, usually in the evening, and logs his readings with a local residents group. This has been his routine for the last few years.
It's not something that you just hear, it's something that you just feel, and enough to the point when it's really, really strong, you can even hear the windows vibrate.
He spent $20,000 on insulation and replacing all the upstairs windows. Still, the sound and the feeling of the constant hum keep him from sleeping.
I'm getting bombarded each and every night. And again, I can feel it. Even if I touch the wall, you could feel the vibrations on the wall.
The American Public Health Association.
You gotta move at that point, man. You have to move. You have to move. There's no other way. You have to move. And how you gonna sell that home? Who you gonna sell it to? Ain't nobody buying that home. But let's listen to here.
Oh, you could feel the vibrations on the wall.
The American Public Health Association says chronic noise exposure can lead to serious health problems like cardiovascular disease or increased stress. Health problems. American Public Health.
All right, let's read this. Decades of scientific evidence show that noise causes or contributes to hearing loss, noise-induced hearing loss, annoyance, sleep disruption, cardiovascular disease, metabolic disturbances, and exacerbation of anxiety and depression. It also has adverse impacts on communication, activities, learning, children, productivity, and quality of life. The health of more than 100 million Americans is estimated to be at risk. 100 million. Oh my, okay, time out. What is the population of America? What is the population of the United States? 340 million as of 2024. Bruh. That is... Bro, do y'all understand how serious that is? Do you understand how serious that is? 100 million Americans is estimated to be at risk, and there's 340 million people in America, according to 2024, and that's if those numbers are straight. We'll go with those numbers, but think about it. Half of 340 million. Let me do some quick math, okay? Half of 340 million. That's going to be roughly 370. Excuse me. Half of 340 million is going to be 170. 170 plus 170 is going to give you 340. So roughly 170. 100 million Americans are going to be at risk. That is like a 40%. That's like 40% of people on the continent that's going to be at risk. 40%. 40, you can call it 40% at least. That's brutal. And they're going to be at risk of this: sleep disturbance, cardiovascular disease, metabolic disturbances, exacerbation of anxiety and depression. Has an inverse impact on communications, activities, learning, productivity, and quality of life. These are men, women, and children. This is brutal. This is brutal.
Health Association says chronic noise exposure can lead to serious health problems like cardiovascular disease or increased stress. Carlos's son started having nightmares.
Recently, with my kid, he's 7 years old. He was waking up a few times. I was trying to figure out what was going on. And one day he told me, Dad, there's a spaceship outside. And as a father, it's terrible because I can't do anything about it.
Since replacing the windows, they've also tried white noise machines. At one point, Carlos moved his whole family down to the basement to try to escape the vibrations. After the local homeowners association raised concerns to county officials and Amazon executives, they initially tried to muffle the sound by putting material around the fans on top of the buildings. When that didn't work, they replaced the fans themselves with taller exhaust vents. The noise level did drop, but Carlos and his neighbors say they can still feel the vibrations from the data centers. An Amazon spokesperson told us the centers operate well below required sound levels. Meanwhile, Carlos feels stuck. He's worried that the data centers will reduce the value of his home, and he'll never recoup the money he spent on it, even if he decides to move. And it's not just Amazon to the north. This is what the neighborhood has coming down the line in the years to come.
I'm not against technology. I'm not against growth. I'm not.
So here's Carlos, and then coming down the line is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like, Jesus, bro.
This is what the neighborhood has.
They're about to put way more, and then they're pricing these people out in the most screwed up way possible, because this is harming people. Like, you're hearing all the issues they're having trying to just sleep. Look at this, yo. This is crazy. Wow. This is why they just took these residential places and they rezoned them. They rezoned them and said, we're going to stick them here, and your neighborhoods are right here. Here are houses. These are houses. And these are like, what, 300, 400 meters away from these homes? This is crazy. And yes, you're not going to be able to sell your home. You're not selling that home. So these people are going to be forced out of their home because their health is going to be at risk. Their bills are going to go up so high from electricity, and their water is about to get tampered with.
As coming down the line in the years to come.
I'm not against technology. I'm not against growth. I'm not against what data centers can chip in to the counties themselves. I just believe we're crossing that fine line that they need to be out away from homes, out away from schools, out away from hospitals.
All of these data centers require huge amounts of water, and that's not so much of a problem where there is plenty of water to go around. But in places of drought and water stress, like Phoenix in Arizona, where my colleague Dakin went, there it's a completely different situation.
I think if you're not using the...
So now we're going to see what happens when water is an issue, but they like, screw the water, we still going to put our stuff here because we want it here. So this is about to be interesting to see how they make this happen, even with said situation. Did I change the... I think I got it changed. So yeah, we're going to see how this changes, and I guess we're going to go to Arizona now. We're relocating to Phoenix. All right, so we're going to Phoenix now. We're going to see how this situation pans out in Phoenix. We were on the East Coast, now we're on the West Coast, and let's see how this goes over here on this side.
This is a proposed site for a new data center here in the southwest of Arizona. From what I understand, the only way they're going to get water here is drill into the ground and use groundwater.
As the Colorado River makes its way south from the Rockies, its precious water is siphoned off for agriculture, industry, and housing. Since 2000, river flow has shrunk by 20%. So by the time it reaches Arizona, every drop counts. These maps show how extreme drought has gripped the state since 2000.
Bro, look at the pipeline of this water, where it flows all the way down here. And they're taking all that water. They see drought level from 20 to 25, moderate, severe, extreme, exceptional. How do you go from moderate, severe, extreme, exceptional? How do you go to exceptional? I don't understand that. So California is just like a hella, it's just not good. So we got moderate all through here. And then we have some extremes over here. But we're starting up here, and this is up here at Phoenix, right?
These maps show how extreme drought has reached 2000 river flow has shrunk by 20%. So by the time it reaches Arizona, every is
water here
for agriculture, industry, and housing. The Rockies. It's precious
water.
Okay.
As the Colorado
River. So we start from the Colorado River. Okay. From the Rockies. So this will go from Colorado all the way down. And they're drilling for the water now. They're drilling it. And they're taking the water out the ground. But this is going to affect growing food and crops, and then the livestock, the animals. Like, what are they going to eat and drink? You know what I mean? Because if you're draining the water, that's what helps food grow. This is going to hit everything.
River makes its way south from the Rockies. Its precious water is siphoned off for agriculture, industry, and housing. Since 2000, river flow has shrunk by 20%. So by the time it reaches Arizona, every drop counts. These maps show how extreme drought has gripped the state since 2000. Zoom out and you can see the entire southwest is drying up. And then, if we overlay the map we've built, you can see the mega thirsty data centers moving in. This Microsoft data center was built in 2019, and over the last 3 years, one has become 5.
Directly across the street is the new Microsoft data center that's being installed. Some of these data centers on the outskirts of town are really farmland that's being plowed under for the purposes of the data center.
And as you can see from the air permit documents we requested from the Maricopa County Air Quality Department, this cluster is likely to be huge.
We're looking at a total of 280 generators at this facility, so it's a huge amount for a combined capacity of almost 800,000 kilowatts. It's located in an area of extreme water stress, And also we can see that the major basin that it's drawing most of its water is coming from the Colorado River.
Documents show that Microsoft planned for each of these buildings to use 1 million gallons of water.
So they're in Phoenix and they're draining water all the way from the Colorado River. Like, let that sink in. Let that sink in. Think about that. They're draining water from Phoenix and it's affecting the Colorado River. My God.
A day, a total of 1.83 billion gallons a year. That's enough water for roughly 61,000 Americans, or a city the size of Santa Cruz, California. All this in a desert-like climate that is getting hotter and drier every year.
And what we found is that up to 43% of data centers, and this is our largest data centers, are located in areas of high or extremely high water stress. And that's really shocking because data centers require a huge amount of drinking water to be able to cool their servers.
You heard right, hundreds of thousands of gallons of drinking water.
Sound familiar? Everyone's hyping.
All right, well, so basically they just saying, like I said earlier, basically what they saying in a nutshell, if you can't understand it, they're saying this in a nutshell and they don't have to say it with the words, they're saying it with their actions.
FYM. Fuck y'all motherfuckers, you know?
Straight up, that's what they're saying. They finna put these businesses over lives. And again, I spoke on the Georgia Guidestones. This is I hate to say this is a good way to implement the Georgia Guidestones to reduce the population down to 500 million. It's a good way. This is a good way to reduce the population because you're taking away drinking water, and then you're causing, you know, all of these physical ailments, and then you're going to hinder if the water goes away, food goes away. Like this is a great move to reduce the population. This is a fantastic way to do it. I don't agree with it, but this is a really good way to do it. You put in these data centers up here. Nobody's paying attention, but you know, in due time, like this is going to be a huge hindrance, and a lot of people are going to lose their life. A lot are going to lose their life. A lot. But let's continue. Let's keep going to see what this is going to bring us. Here we go.
Half of Microsoft's and nearly half of Amazon's data centers are in high water scarcity areas. In many cases, big tech companies have flocked to the desert to take advantage of a string of generous handouts, including tax breaks, affordable land, and cheap electricity. But trying to find out how much water these data centers need has been difficult.
The number of these permits, companies apply for what's called a trade secret exemption, but we've been excited to get around 50 records that really show the granular utility metered water use of some of the largest data centers in the country.
Take this example, a Google data center campus in Midlothian, Texas. Records show it used 160 million gallons.
Wait, where is this at? I have to see that.
Data centers in the country.
Take this example, a Google data center campus in Midlothian, Texas.
Okay, that's over there by Dallas, Texas.
Records show it used 160 million gallons of water in 2023, about the same as a small power plant. And this Kyndryl data center outside Boulder, Colorado, used 84.5 million gallons of water that same year. As this map shows, droughts are common here too. In Arizona, water is tightly regulated, whether it comes from the Colorado River or is pumped from underground near population centers. But each smaller municipality can decide how it uses its water allocation, and in many parts of the state, there's little to stop companies from sinking their own wells. The big players, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and Meta, have pledged to be water positive by 2030, meaning they would restore or save more water than they use. But this meaning...
So let's see. Microsoft is committed to replenishing more water than we consume across our global operations. AWS will be water positive by 2030. returning more water to communities than it uses in direct operations. We aim to replenish more water than we consume and help improve water quality and ecosystem health in the communities where we operate. And our water restoration will replenish more than 850, whatever that is, restoring more water than we consume. So that's what they're saying. But man, at what cost in these next 5 years is it gonna hit people by 2030?
They would restore or save more water than they use. But this is only possible via an elaborate system of water credits, or offsetting. Basically paying other people to save water or mitigate water pollution on their behalf. Another big player is QTS, a supplier of data centers where businesses can rent space for their IT infrastructure. According to our count, the company has 34 data centers in the US. QTS say they are investing heavily in water-saving technologies. But not every aspect of their operations conserves water. This is a QTS data center in Aurora, Colorado.
Some of these data centers are using more water to irrigate their grass outside than they are to cool their servers inside.
An Aurora water official told us this one will need 1.1 million gallons of water a year just for this landscaping. Double the amount used by the building itself. And even if a data center manages to cut back water use, it's a trade-off.
For example, just air conditioning of some kind or closed loop systems, you're not going to use as much water, but you are going to substantially increase your overall power demand. So it's kind of this balancing act where there's no real win here in terms of how resource intensive these data centers can be.
With Thriven, your financial...
Yes, and with resource intensive, what is the casualties that come out of these resource intensive data centers? What are the problems it's gonna cause? Because if you're taking away water, that is a huge impact that it's gonna have when it comes to everything. When it comes to, I mean, people need water. You can't go 1 or 2 weeks without water or something like that. They're like 7 days without water. You can't go. And without healthy drinking water, like, you're not going to live long. So, like, oh man, this is brutal. This is brutal. And then the animals and the livestock, what about those things that, like, they're going to be without water? Man, this is a huge recipe for disaster. Huge. Unless I'm missing something, this is a huge recipe for disaster. Unless I'm missing something.
If you add up all the power needs of the 1,200 plus data centers we tracked, together they could soon consume more than Poland did in 2023.
And I look at these data centers, I don't know if I said this before, these are like modern day pyramids. Because if you know how pyramids work, pyramids were basically like electrical, they kind of played off of each other like via electricity. They had irrigation systems built underneath them for water. So these are like modern day, in my opinion, pyramid systems. But what were they doing with the pyramid systems back then as opposed to what they're doing with these data centers now? That's the $1 million question. What are they re-implementing is the question.
Data centers, particularly driven by AI, could use as much as 600 terawatt hours of power by 2028. I mean, it's a magnitude that we've never really seen across the country before. It's really startling.
As states race to fuel the AI boom, some are reversing their green energy promises and turning back to power from coal and natural gas. In Nebraska, the two largest electricity utility companies committed several years ago to net zero emissions from electricity generation by 2050. But just this single metadata campus in Springfield, Nebraska, could use as much power in a year as 400,000 homes. One of the state's largest public utilities voted to postpone closing down 2 coal-fired power plants here in Omaha. This image, created using satellite data in June 2023, shows a plume of CO2 emissions released from the North Omaha Station facility at an estimated rate of 300,000 kilograms per hour. And in 2025, the utility decided to build 2 new natural gas plants, all to meet spikes in electricity demand, mainly driven by data centers. And let's not forget the thousands of backup generators we tracked. which, even if they run for just a few hours a month, spew harmful pollutants into the air.
That means that utility providers are either abandoning their commitments or significantly stalling their commitments to move away from fossil fuel. They're not going towards renewable energy sources such as solar or wind, for example, because those resources right now can't sustain the massive power consumption demand.
Big data center developers have announced massive investments in renewable projects like solar plants, wind farms, or nuclear power. For example, in Pennsylvania, Microsoft has struck a deal to buy power from the notorious 3 Mile Island nuclear power plant when it reopens in 2027. The plant suffered a partial meltdown in 1979. But just like with the water credits, big tech companies are also looking to...
They're going to reopen something that was closed down in 1979?
Has struck a deal to buy power from the notorious 3 Mile Island nuclear power plant when it reopens in 2027.
It's going to reopen in 2027. It's going to. It's not. So they're reopening it. And it's been closed down since 1979?
The plant suffered a partial meltdown in 1979. But just like...
Wow. So they're like hell-bent on making this thing work. They're going to reamp it and get it up and running. They're like, we're going to do this. We don't care what it takes. Like, we don't care the casualties or whatever. It's going to be up and running. Jesus.
Like with the water credits, big tech companies are also looking to offset their carbon footprint by paying others to deliver renewable energy to the grid on their behalf. The big question is, can the already fragile and fragmented grid support it? And if massive infrastructure upgrades are needed, who picks up the tab? Amazon, Microsoft, and Google told Business Insider they were committed to paying their full share for upgrades to grid infrastructure, like high-voltage power lines. But there's plenty of evidence pointing to the fact that costs are already being passed on to customers. In Virginia, Dominion Energy disclosed that it would need to roughly double its electricity generation by 2039, mainly to meet demand from data centers and electric vehicles. The expansion could cost up to $100...
Did you hear that? By 2039. This plan is so far in effect. Like, they got this plan in effect all the way past 2039. They got this stuff. They like what we're doing. Virginia Electric and Power Company 2024 Integrated Resources. Let me go back. I have to go do something real quick. Turn the air down. It's freaking cold.
Up the tab. Amazon, Microsoft, and Google told Business Insider they were committed to paying their full share for upgrades to grid infrastructure, like high-voltage power lines. But there's plenty of evidence pointing to the fact that costs are already being passed on to customers. In Virginia, Dominion Energy disclosed that it would need to roughly double its electricity generation by 2039, mainly to meet demand from roughly double its electricity generation by 2030.
In recent years, Dominion Energy has experienced consistent load growth, which is expected to significantly outpace the average growth in PJM. The growth is driven in large part by the digitalization of the economy served by data centers and electrification of energy needs, especially transportation, which has historically been met primarily by fossil fuels. So they're changing life as we know it from fossil fuels to digital currency and electric vehicles. So they no longer want transportation to be done by fossil fuels. They want it to be done by electricity. And the digitalization comes from just life itself as far as currency and just the computers and the way we live. Spikes in demand during winter storms and heat waves have highlighted the vulnerability of the electric grid. To mitigate these risks and ensure reliability, PJM executed a capacity market reform tying the value of energy generators to their contribution at the time of need. Challenges to reliability associated with a substantially increasingly proportion of renewable generators on the grid needs to be addressed through a approximate mix of generation resources expansion and enhancement of the transmission system and grid transformation. So they already know that they're changing from fossil fuels to this renewable energy. And they said this right here.
Mainly to meet demand from data centers and electric vehicles. The expansion could cost up to 100 data centers, double its electricity generation by 2039.
It's going to double its electricity generation by 2039. They already got this plan. They see this here coming. I'm telling you, man, put your head down and grind. Anything that's happening, anything that you got going on, you got to block it out and get tunnel vision. You have to. You got to block it out and go tunnel vision. Like, man, this is going to be a big move, and it's going to cost everything. It's going to cost everything. I mean, to make the transition flip, people financially are going to have a huge stress on them. Everybody is. I mean, if they keep putting up these data centers, the stress on people is going to be, it's going to be huge. If you're not rich, you ain't going to be a part of it.
Mainly to meet demand from data centers and electric vehicles. The expansion could cost up to $103 billion, increasing residential electricity bills by as much as 50%. Despite the burden on the grid and on water supplies, some states are doing all they can to attract data centers into their backyards. Many regions simply don't want to miss out on the AI boom or the kudos of having a big tech employer on their doorstep. So far, though, the promise of large numbers of jobs has not materialized. A Business Insider analysis found that even the largest data centers employ fewer than 150 permanent workers, and some have as few as 25.
The company and or its affiliate successors or assignments agreed to use commercially responsible efforts to hire 25 new employees with a total annualization compensation of approximately $2 million based on the project site. $2 million, 25 employees. What is that? What's that math? So they're going to hire 25 new employees with a total annualization of compensation of approximately $2 million. So $2 million divided by 25 employees, which is going to give us, I should know this, but I don't want to do, so $2 million divided by 25, $80,000 a piece. $80,000 a piece. And then you got to take out tax.
50 permanent analysis found that even the
Let's see. Do we have anything? Okay, the city encourages development. What city is this? Community reinvestment area agreement with Vendetta Inc. We don't see the community right here in a Delaware. It's a Delaware corporation, but that doesn't. This community reinstatement area agreement is made and entered into by and between the city of Hilliard, Ohio. Okay, this is Ohio. Okay, so this is Ohio.
Largest data centers employ fewer than 150. This insider analysis found that even the largest data centers employ fewer.
All right, so they expect to begin project investments in October of 2014 and to make the investments through the operating life of the project. The date provided in the section are good faith estimates provided pursuant to this section and shall not be construed in a manner that would limit the amount of the term and tax exemptions provided. Okay, so this is the agreement that they have to work with the city. The company employs at least 18 people based on the project site, and the company pays employees based on project site annual compensation of at least $1.5 million during the 12-month period. Okay.
But the tax breaks keep on coming.
What we found is that massive corporations are benefiting from various taxes in different states for their data centers.
I paid for my own college, so
we got to figure out what those what states those are. That's what we got to figure out, what states those are, because everybody's gonna have a different tax break in a different state, but we got to see exactly how this is gonna pan out. Gee, this is interesting. Oh man.
We track.
If you didn't have a reason to hustle or grind, this video should tell you everything you need to know as to why you need to focus on like getting rich and I don't know what, like live in a way to where you're not affected by this stuff, to where you can get up and move, whenever need be. Get up and just bounce.
37 states offering tax incentive programs to data centers, like zero tax on building materials, machinery, or...
All right, so we got these states right here. What's this? This is New Mexico. So New Mexico, so basically places that don't give a benefit is like places where I would say you want to move, or just like move the hell up out the country. That's what I would say.
Incentive programs to data centers, like zero tax on building materials, machinery, or equipment, but also preferential rates on water and electricity. In Virginia, 56 data center projects received tax savings of almost $1 billion in the 2023 fiscal year alone. Take a look at these data centers in New Albany, Ohio.
In 2017, a little-known LLC called Sidecat went to the city of New Albany in Ohio and said, we are going to build 2 gigantic data centers on about 300 acres of land. In return, could you please give us 100% property tax abatements for at least 15 years? And the county said, okay. By our estimate, Sidecat LLC received at least $60 million in foregone taxes. And then, everybody found out that Sidecat LLC is not a mom and pop data center company, but was Meta, the parent company of Facebook.
The rollout of AI across industries, from social media to medical care, will accelerate data center construction. In 2025 alone, Meta planned to spend at least $64 billion on facilities and equipment, Google's $75 billion, and Microsoft $80 billion. And the ultra-powerful computer chips driving the AI tools will consume more and more energy. The 2024 Department of Energy report estimates that their electricity use, driven by the AI boom, could soon require as much as 12% of total US electricity use. In 2023, it was just over 4%.
That quick? From 2023, 4.4% to now 6.7 to 12%. That is a 3-time increase. God, and just a 2-year span.
In 2023, it was just over 4%.
Okay, wait, no, I take that back. 2023, it was 4.4%. So here's 2024, here's 2025. It went up. Okay, so what they're looking at is 2028. So in about a 5-year span, they're looking at tripling it, not doubling, but tripling it. Jesus.
For those like Donna living alongside these data farms, there are decisions to be made.
I don't think a lot of my neighbors truly understand the severity of what's to come. And I'm hoping to be out before that happens. Breaks my heart, but I can only fight for so long. And then I'm going to wave the white flag and I'm going to pack up and I'm going to leave.
It's exactly what they want. That's what they're doing. And then when everybody does that, they can just expand out. They can just expand out because you can't sit there for too long. You can't. All right, so shout out to them for making that video, man. That was a super informative video on data centers for sure. And looking at that video there is going to tell you a whole lot about the data centers. But the next video that we're going to dive into is we're going to see exactly what's happening inside of the homes of people who are living close to data centers. So we're going to see more on these data centers, but we're going to see the implications of the resources, because we were just looking at what happened to people inside their homes as far as like the health and everything went. But now we're going to dive in and see exactly what happens when their resources are being drained, such as their water and stuff like that. We're going to look at the real like effect that could plague communities across lands. Because looking at your electricity bill going up is one thing, but then seeing your water being tampered with, you don't have no water to shower with, or seeing the water being drained from your home and not being able to, you know, brush your teeth or wash yourself or clean your dishes or things like that, the things that we take for granted, now that's going to be drained and pulled in. So seeing how these tech companies, they already have the foresight, as that one clip said. They have the foresight. They're already looking into 2039 and beyond. They're already seeing 2039 and beyond. So people talking about 2030 and 2032 and 2035, no, these fools are in 2039 and beyond, 2040, 2045. They're looking 20 years out. That's why I say put your head down. Don't look up. Just grind every day. You keep doing the same monotonous, repeated task that you have to do to get you where you need to be. Don't stop. Don't quit. Keep going. Just go, go, go. Stay prayed up. Stay prayed up at all times, because you know this force is around. It's working against you. But now we're going to dive into this next video. And we're going to look at somebody who lives 400 yards from a data center and see how it impacts their home and how it impacts their living. So let's go ahead and pull this one up on the screen and take a look at this elderly couple who live 400 yards from a data center. So here we go.
This is our cold water pressure in the kitchen. This is where I fill up water for storage. Those are the things we have to fill up to flush the toilets.
So you can see the sediment from the data center. Wow, and that's just from the water coming out of your faucet?
Yeah, and this is what's in all the pipes.
Just the well itself is probably $20,000, and that's not counting any of the
all
faucets.
The replacement of the fixtures and faucets and toilets and the lines that come underneath the house. It's overwhelming because you really feel like you are up against this huge wall that you can't penetrate. There's nothing that you can do, and they don't care.
I'm here in Mansfield, Georgia, driving by Meta's new...
Did you see that water? Did you see the water? This is sediment that's coming out of their water. That's what's coming out of their... That's the sediment leaving at the bottom of the water. Like, you can't even drink that even if you let it fill up. Like when she turned on the cold water spigot, this is what came out.
Cold water pressure in the kitchen.
That's the cold water pressure. And even if you were to sit down and like put your cup underneath there and walk off and let that fill up just to have a drink, you can't, because that's the sediment right there that comes out of it. So this ain't even drinking water. This ain't even bathing water. How you bathing? How you taking a shower? How you cleaning up? You're not. So now you have to buy water on top of an increased electric bill. On top of it, he said the well was $20,000 at least. And then that includes, like, you have to connect it to everything. Like, man, that's brutal, dude. This is brutal. But let's continue.
I'm here in Mansfield, Georgia, driving by Meta's new 2 million square foot data center facility.
Facilities like this are being used to power things like ChatGPT and other AI tools that are becoming integrated into our daily life.
Data centers, going to be a very hot item.
This entire supercomputer is built to power Grok.
We see data centers as the most exciting asset class.
Meta is building a 2 gigawatt plus data center that is so large it would cover a significant part of Manhattan.
But data centers come with big costs. From light, noise pollution, to the environmental impacts, to the potential rising costs of energy bills. These facilities put extraordinary demand on the power grid and require entirely new infrastructure.
Oh my God. They should be responsible for that, not us.
Search the internet for profits that Meta has made, Amazon, Microsoft. They can afford to pay for their own generation.
We came to Georgia to ask 2 questions. What's the true cost of the AI revolution, and who should be paying for it?
Your house is here, and the data center is right there.
It's less than 400 yards.
Beverly and Jeff Morris bought their home an hour's drive from downtown Atlanta in 2016, but their roots in the community run much deeper.
Being in the country has always just been my peace and my therapy. When we found this place, we decided that this was it. It was perfect.
I was actually raised probably 5 miles from here.
That's sad. That really sucks. They moved out to the country knowing that they was going to be good in that peace. And as they got older and retirement and everything, this is just, look how it panned out. Like, look how it ended up. All their years and all their hard work, then at their most, I get at their retirement life, they have to go up against the biggest conglomerate corporation that they've ever seen in their life. And, I mean, you can't fight this. You can't fight this. You're basically looking at this like this is how it all ends unless we move somewhere else, but you can't sell the property. You can't sell it. You have to either take the loss, but like this is bad, dude, on so many levels.
Felt like coming home.
The data center that's now the Morris' next door neighbor happens to be owned by Meta, the company you know for Facebook and Instagram, but has also been breaking into artificial intelligence. They started construction on this data center campus in 2018.
Definitely changed everything. They destroyed the environment, taking down all the trees across the road.
Beautiful pines, beautiful forest.
The light pollution is...
We don't have to have a night light in the house. You can walk around the house at night and see everything. It's that bright.
This is a video of the dust from Facebook where the construction was.
What it looks like right now.
Out my front door. The wind blowing in all of this stuff from across the construction, across the road.
This is all from Meta.
Yeah, I was standing on my front porch. I think eventually that affected our well water. We're on a well here.
I was actually going to say that. I was going to say that has to affect the water at some way, somehow. The well water had to get affected.
And we started having issues with our well in 2018. I have to replace the hot water heater. I've replaced 2 washing machines and a dishwasher because of the sediment that's coming in.
A lot of what the Morrises are facing is from the polluting effects of this massive construction, but that's only one part of the story. There are serious...
So all their appliances are getting affected. Changed out 2 water heaters, washers and dryers. All the sediment that's being built in, that's building up and going through your appliances is screwing up your appliances. So now every time you try to use these things, you're not only having water issues, you're having to replace your appliances on top of a increased utility electric bill, on top of not able to have water in your own home, and then your well is getting like they're just getting, man, this is, and then the data center is rezoned to be in residential. It rezoned the residential to be put there. This is brutal. This is brutal on so many levels.
Cost to communities once data centers are operational too. To explain that, we have to back up for a second. I wouldn't blame you if you were asking yourself, what the heck is a data center anyway? Their origins date back to early, clunky supercomputers or mainframes in the 1950s and 60s. And then in the 90s, with the birth of the internet, the modern data center was born as a way for internet providers to connect businesses and the world to the web. In the 2010s, data centers became larger as they became critical to new cloud storage.
To the cloud. With the cloud, we share a sync photo that allows us to all work on the same documents.
Everything from your pet photos to entire workplaces to files for video streaming, like this video you're watching right now. We're in the cloud. Today, we are in the midst of a tectonic shift in processing needs, as large as the birth of the internet. Artificial intelligence.
A transformational moment for data center demand.
But the thing is, AI processing demands are much larger. One report showed that a Google search using a ChatGPT-like AI feature used 30 times as much power as a normal Google search. In the next 3 years, data center use of electricity is expected to double or even triple. And the state of Georgia has the fastest data center growth in the entire country.
The 2 biggest reasons.
So Georgia is the biggest growth of data centers. So don't go to Georgia. I would say don't live in Georgia, because that right there, if that's the place where, I thought Virginia was the one. I thought Virginia was the data center valley where they had all the data centers.
Data centers come to Georgia, or that electricity rates for industrials, which is the class that they're in, are 42% below the national average. And the second biggest one are data center tax breaks. They received over $180 million in tax breaks last year.
The week we were in Georgia, a showdown was happening at the state capitol over 2 bills tied to data centers.
Senator Hofstadter had proposed 2 different bills, and one of them was SB 34, which was the data centers bill, to move the burden of the operational costs of data centers from ratepayers to the data centers themselves.
And what is SB 94?
That is the Consumer Utility Council, a legal advocate for ratepayers and small businesses.
Bills like these are the result of mounting residential anger and the work of dedicated advocates across the state, like Diana Dietz, who lives 50 miles away from the Capitol in Fayette County.
This is a huge industrial project plopped in a residential area. This was the original plan, 122 acres. And then the Development Authority got involved.
In 2022, officials in Fayette County voted to annex and rezone an additional 412 acres for a data center campus. Fayetteville City Council voted 5-0 in favor of the development, despite passionate opposition from some local residents. The site was then purchased by QTS, which is owned by Blackstone, for $153.8 million.
You're not beating out Blackstone. Once Blackstone show up, like, you ain't beating them out. You ain't. That's $1 trillion company. You ain't beating them out. Once they show up, it's I hate to say it like this, but it's true. When they show up and you hear that name, just like,
prepare the meat so dumb.
It's over.
These speculators, investors, are secretly buying up land right next to homeowners. And it was all done so that when we all went to the 4 public hearings between the county and the city, it was a done deal. This is the one that's currently under construction, and this is where Gene and Joe are.
Gene and Joe Marshall live on the edge of Fayetteville in Fayette County on an 8-acre property.
This driveway is almost the line for Fayette County versus Fayetteville, where QTS's property is located. We have absolutely no say in anything that happens over here.
Despite their vocal opposition to the project, living next to construction on all sides of their home has become their daily reality for the last 2 years.
They do nightly pours over here, and in the back part at the other building, the lights are shining and there is noise. 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. So they don't stop. Oh yeah, for sure.
We went to visit Nikki Vanderslice, who heads up the Fayette County Economic Development Authority, a non-governmental agency that played a central role in the marketing of the land for data center development. For residents who live alongside these data centers, life has become very difficult. What do you say to them?
Well, I say to them that there's a couple of things. One, we were very transparent. The Development Authority was very open about attracting a data center, and there wasn't any resistance until it came to their property specifically.
Vanderslice says data centers are good for the community, even if some don't see the benefits yet.
In 2021, that property paid $36,000 in property taxes total. In 2024, on raw land, it paid $1.13 million in property taxes. That contributed $760,000 to our local Board of Education. I'm apologetic that they're being impacted, but I also see the benefits of what the companies are doing and how they're improving our economy. And so there's the balance that when you have, 200 out of 120,000 people, that you have to balance what's the highest and best use for the whole of the community.
It's just the height of selfishness to.
Okay. The way she's talking, I'm just gonna look at her like, ma'am.
You lying ass bitch.
I mean, clearly somebody's in your pockets and you got paid to say that, because those didn't seem like your words at all. Like, you for sure said the right things that you needed to say. I get what you're saying, a micro scale versus a macro scale. I would say before they were able to put those data centers up, I mean, yeah, they could have fought and been vocal about it, but they should have been giving something to be like, hey, look, like they're about to do it. You might want to like try to move out. We'll give you like 6 months to move out before we start putting these up. I mean, yeah, they have the right to, argue against it, but when they lose, it should be like, hey, like, you might want to, or at least buy them out. I would say the data centers, like, just buy them out. But they ain't gonna do that. That costs money. It'd be cheaper if they just ran them out or kill them through, death by 1,000 cuts over, an extended period of time and years.
Imagine that one county's benefit to the huge detriment of 158 other counties in Georgia that now have to pay higher electric bills is okay. It's not okay. It drives inequity. It's very immoral too.
That's Patty.
So you tell me one county makes a decision and it affects 150 other counties' electricity bill going up from one county decision? From one county decision? That is straight trash, bro. That's not cool.
Okay. It's not okay. It drives counties in Georgia that to the huge detriment of 158 other counties in Georgia that now have to pay higher electric bills is okay. It's not okay. It drives inequity. It's very immoral too.
That's Patty Durand, and as you can tell, she does not agree with Nikki Vanderslice. Patty is a longtime consumer advocate and expert on energy policy who's been raising the alarm about rising costs of electricity related to data centers. Are data centers going to drive up energy costs for residents across the state?
On May 1st, Georgia Power residential ratepayers experienced a 24% rate increase. Just since 2023, Georgia Power has raised rates 6 times.
And related to those rate hikes, remember those
All right.
Raised rates 6 times.
All right, so let's take a look at these rates. So 2023 rate increase, bill increase $3.52. Then fuel cost bill increase went up $16, we'll say. Then plant something bill increase $5.42. This is all from 2023 all the way up to, I don't know if this is current. This could be current or this could be like the end of 2024 or whatever. No, 2025 rate increase. And then plants $8.99. And so this just went up and up and up and up and up. So you add it all together, that's a $43 increase in a matter of 2 years, a year and a half to 2 years.
And related to those rate hikes, remember those 2 bills we mentioned earlier? We were with Patty as she was watching a live feed of the Senate floor.
Today is crossover day, which means any bill that does not get through one side of the House or the Senate to the other side is dead for the year. And right now, Senate Bill 34 is not on that list.
By later that evening, both bills had failed to get a vote. As disappointed and angry as Patty was, she wasn't too surprised.
Georgia legislators are getting soaked with money from Georgia Power. We're saying
conflict of interest?
Absolutely. It is clearly corrupting. This is the highest paid utility CEOs in the country. Why is the poorest region of the country paying the most to our CEOs?
$23 million,
It's ridiculous how much money they make.
Our time in Georgia is crucial to understanding what's happening all across the country because the growth of data centers is not slowing down anytime soon. And
So now we have, as of March 2025, we got 3,400 data centers. The last video, that one said it was 1,200, over 1,200 data centers, I believe. So we're seeing a rapid increase in these things. This is crazy. Crazy. So what do we have right here? Data center. Here's the legend. So fewer than 10 are up here. Between 10 and 99 are all in the middle. All in the middle is between 10 and 99. We got 100 to 300 is over here. The East Coast over here. And in Texas and California, they got 300 plus data centers. 300 plus data centers in California and Texas. So if you're wondering why your electricity bill is going up, it's this right here.
Billionaires have already been complaining about the amount of red tape involved in powering this growth.
Getting energy permitted is like a very heavily regulated government function. And if you're talking about building large new power plants or large build-outs, that is just a heavily regulated thing.
The regulatory body in question is the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, also known as FERC, an independent and historically nonpartisan agency that regulates interstate transmission of electricity, natural gas, and oil. But just last month, President Trump signed an executive order placing FERC under White House control.
And he's been boasting about his ability to fast-track new projects.
We're going to get very rapid approvals in the United States. Like with the AI plans, under emergency declaration, I can get the approvals done myself without having to go through years of waiting.
With this alliance between the...
Oh, no. Oh, boy. Yeah, that's not looking too good. He said it was heavily regulated, but that regulation just got ripped off. Man. So now the White House has that power to make this stuff happen on a fast track way. That's like, all right, go do it. They ain't got to worry about the regulation no more. Ooh, we in a tier. We live in a two-tier society. It's either rich or poor. There ain't no in middle or in between. Like, this stuff is moving rapidly.
The federal government, Silicon Valley, and utility monopolies, who's looking out for regular Americans like the Morrises?
Nobody. Like I said, the way they are moving forward is just like this.
FYM. Fuck y'all motherfuckers, you know?
They don't care. It's two tiers. If you ain't rich, they don't feel bad for the poor perishing.
During the peak season, our electric bill was maybe $250. Yeah. And now it's probably $400.
Your electricity bill has doubled. Wow.
It's been a struggle.
Every month it's a struggle. Jeff would like to retire, but he keeps working because we have to pay our bills.
Do you think that people should have to pay more because of data centers?
No, absolutely not. They should pay for that difference. It's hard enough for a regular person to pay their electric bill as it is. I don't think that's right at all.
We reached out to the big tech companies, including Meta and QTS, asking for an interview and a tour of their facilities, but both declined to participate in the story.
Duran says despite the bill's failure, the fight will go on. A number of other states have similar bills up for debate right now.
The reason I think other states should pass it, whether we do or not, is that data centers could possibly come to their state next. There needs to be legislation to protect them because by all accounts, data center growth is going to be very fast.
And as we look right here, they've touched everything. Every state has data centers. I don't think there's no state they missed. They even got Alaska over here. They got everything has data centers. Everywhere has data centers. And of course, Texas is going to have a lot. That's crazy. And if you wonder why your electricity went up so much, it's these data centers. It's these right here. These data centers they're putting up is why you have a higher electricity bill. That's what it is right there. Yo, shout out to More Perfect Union for that video, man. Shout out to y'all. And what I could show you right here is, where is this? I think I have it. Oh, did I lose it? What we can look at right here is some articles referring to data centers. Let me see if I can find it right here. Do we have any articles we could look at for these data centers? Let's see. Let me pull one up for you real quick. This one right here would be a good one. Let me see. Where is it? Come on. All right, so here, we'll start here first. We'll go with this one first. So this one right here referring to data centers. Can you see it? There we go. So we got not just electricity, but water supplies will be taxed by data centers. August 20th, 2025. So your electricity won't just be taxed, your water will be taxed as well. That's brutal. Let's read. Americans are becoming well acquainted with data centers' use of electricity via their utility bills, but the power-hungry warehouse that fuels our insatiable appetite for memes, movies, pics, and posts are thirsty for an even more important resource, water. On a large scale, data centers can consume as much water as 12,000 households, according to these people. All right, I don't even have to go into this anymore because we literally have just watched 2 videos that explain all of this, but I just want to go over this with you just to show you that we have articles here that are just backing all of this up. But not just that. Let's see. Let's see, under pressure for where is the other article I'm looking for? Where is the other article I'm looking for? Where is it? Where is it? Here it is. Found it. All right, so this article that we have right here. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it. How do I get this whole thing open? You know what? We'll just do this right here. We'll read this right here. 21 hours ago, updated 2 hours ago. We're gonna look at this one right here. So, if you thought if you thought it was bad enough already, it gets worse. So now we have, which they probably already did, but let's look at this one. NVIDIA plans to invest up to $100 billion in OpenAI as part of data center build out. So NVIDIA is putting $100 million down on the data center build outs. They're gonna do it on Monday. NVIDIA, and this was updated 2 hours ago. On Monday, NVIDIA announced plans to invest up to $100 billion in OpenAI to support large AI data center build out. This deal follows NVIDIA's $5 billion commitment to Intel and comes amid rising demand for AI chips driven by OpenAI's 700 million weekly users. The agreement involves supplying OpenAI with NVIDIA AI chip systems that will consume a minimum of 10 gigawatts of power, with the initial rollout planned for the latter half of 2026. NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang called the scale monumental, and that OpenAI CEO Sam Altman said everything starts with compute. As infrastructure underpins future economies, this collaboration signals intensifies competition among tech giants for chip and energy resources and aims to accelerate AI breakthrough and broad adoption. As you can see, they are focused on competition, money, and resources. And when it comes to you, this is what they think about you. And there ain't no other way to look at it, because this is exactly what this story basically said in a nutshell.
FYM. Fuck y'all motherfuckers, you know?
Now, looking at this from a leftist point of view, NVIDIA plans to do that. The partnership will involve building and deploying at least 10, OpenAI claims. Following this announcement, NVIDIA's stock price rose by over 3%, emphasizing investor interest in AI technology amid economic uncertainty.
FYM. Fuck y'all motherfuckers, you know?
You see that? The announcement, it drove up NVIDIA's stock price by 3%. So now the investors' interest in AI and technologies have increased, even though there is economic uncertainties. Two-tier society we live in, rich and poor. Guess what they think about you?
FYM. Fuck y'all motherfuckers, you know?
I mean, that's basically it in a nutshell. And what, did we get something new here? Let's see. They plan to invest. The stock will be executed. The investment will be executed in stages, beginning with the first gigawatt deployment targeted for the second half of 2026. And then, let's see. It says the partnership marks a significant expansion of NVIDIA and OpenAI's decade-long collaboration in advancing AI infrastructures. Okay, so as we see, they're going all the way with this. They ain't stopping, and even though there's economic uncertainty, they basically are saying we just don't care. We need to get this money. We saw a 3% increase in money, and we can make more if we just keep it on with this AI. If we keep on with these AI business plans and business model, we can see that we can make more money. So it's working. At the end of the day, is what you're telling me. It's working. So if I put 1 billion down, I can get 3% of 1 billion. Oh yeah, for sure. We finna hop on this train. Money train all day. Money train all day. That's all they seeing. They seeing dollar signs. They ain't worried about you at all. And then where's the last one? I think I had one more. No, this ain't it. No, I didn't have any more. That's gonna be the last. That would be the last. I believe that was the last one. Let's see, use of grids. Yeah, that was all of them. So yeah, as you can see, you need to keep your head down and stay focused on what you got to do and make major moves and make sacrifices that you got to make, and do not quit grinding. Don't let nobody tell you nothing different. You have to make something happen. You cannot let nothing hinder what it is that you're trying to do, because these people here are not kidding. They are not playing around when it comes to these data centers. And who it hurts or who it harms, they don't care. It doesn't matter. What all matters to them is money. If you have anything to say about it, they're going to look at you like, shut up. And they're going to keep on getting rich. That's just what it is. They don't care. Ain't no feelings involved. The old saying is business, it ain't personal. They're moving the world for sure in a direction that they see fit. They already spoke on. They see the outreach as far as 2039 and beyond. they're already seeing it. They already see the outreach. So they're like, we're going that way for sure. We're heading in that direction. Ain't nothing gonna stop us. So yeah, so there's gonna be the economy portion of the show. Hopefully you enjoyed that segment of the show for sure. Yes, that was the economy segment of the show. We're going to go ahead and dive into the final segment of the show, which is going to be the AI segment of the show. So we got to go ahead and get that pulled up. Where's my sexy AI lady to get us started on the AI segment of the show? Here we go.
Welcome to the AI segment of the show. Enjoy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Change that banner up. All right. We're in the AI segment of the show, and we are going to go ahead and dive into looking at a video. Where's my... Oh, I got to get rid of some things because it's saying we ain't running too smooth. So let's go ahead and get rid of some of these things right here that we got to get rid of. That should help. All right, cool. So we're diving into the AI segment of the show, and looking at the AI segment of the show, we are going to basically see exactly what could cause a mass extinction. So how could a mass extinction happen, and would AI be a part of the future mass extinction? If something were to go down, if something were to happen, could AI cause a mass extinction? And we're also going to take a look at the future of humanity. There's a AI prediction of 400 years of the future of humanity, and it's a short video at the very end that we're going to look at. But first, we need to actually take a look at and see how AI could cause a mass extinction, and see if any of what we're about to see here correlates to what we've seen in these past videos that I've showed you. Okay, we're going to see if what I've showed you can correlate with a potential mass extinction via AI. I mean, again, this is all hypothetical, but you know, it's good to kind of see if we can connect the dots and put things together. So that's what we're going to do, and that's what we're going to see. So we got this video here that I need to refresh before we get started. Let's go ahead and refresh this video right here. All right, and we are 3 hours in today on our show. So shout out to the 3 hour. We 3 hours in. 3 hours in, y'all. So far, so good. We doing good. We are rocking and rolling on 3 hours of a show today, and we still got more show left to give you. So here we're going to go ahead and take a look at a hypothetical situation of how AI could cause a mass extinction. So we're going to go ahead and kind of bring everything together to see if what we've seen can actually be a possibility in the direction that we're heading in. So first off, we're going to watch this first video first. Let's pull this up on the screen, change the banner before we start it, and let's unmute it, start it over, and let's get started. Here we go.
In the last 10 years, global insect populations collapsed by 41%. Sit with that for a minute. Imagine if nearly half of the people on Earth suddenly died. So what happened? A new, smarter species took over. Humans. In the blink of an eye, we poisoned the air, razed forests, and replaced ecosystems with concrete, steel, and monocrops. Scientists call this the sixth mass extinction. But unlike Earth's previous 5 mass extinctions, this one is being caused by us. We've transformed 50% of Earth's land into farmland. We didn't mean to wipe out the bugs, we just didn't care. And now, more and more of the world's top AI scientists are warning of a 7th mass extinction. Not caused by us, but by something we're creating. The godfather of AI, who just won the Nobel Prize, explains.
Once these artificial intelligences get smarter than we are, they will take control. They'll make us irrelevant.
Alarm bells over the artificial intelligence are deafening, and they are loudest from the developers who designed it. The scientists and experts have called on the world to act, declaring AI an existential threat to humanity on a par with the risk of nuclear war.
Max Tegmark says
Max Tegmark says, but before we listen to what he says, they basically compared AI is the same threat of a risk as a nuclear war. Let that sink in. Now, I'm all pro AI. I love AI. I enjoy AI. But when AI threatens not just me, but humanity, like, that's a problem, bro. Like, that's a little bit too... Where's my soundbite? I can't find it. That's a little bit too much. So let's see what Max Tegmark has to say.
It has happened many times before that species were wiped out by others that were smarter. We humans have already wiped out a significant fraction of all the species on Earth. That is what you should expect to happen as a less intelligent species, which is what we are likely to become given the rate of progress of artificial intelligence. The tricky thing is, the species that is going to be wiped out often has no idea why or how. It doesn't stop there. After David Sachs was appointed the US government's AI czar, he quietly deleted these tweets. AI is a wonderful tool for the betterment of humanity. AGI, or artificial general intelligence, is a potential successor species. And guess what?
Okay. Greater successor species. What is a successor? In case you don't know. A person or thing that succeeds another. Succeeds to achieve the desired aim or result. To take over a throne, inheritance, office, or other position from. So yeah. To take over the throne or another position from is what succeed means. And we're going to go back and look how he doggy pedaled on his
When
first
I think
comment.
about how I divide...
God dang it. God dang it. We got to get the ad out the way. We're going to go back and look at how he commented on his first comment. And then we're going to see that he deleted that comment and then reversed what he said and was like, it's not that bad. It's actually pretty good. So right here it says... Let me pull it back up for you real quick. It says right here, because his first comment was this. It has happened many times before that species have wiped out by other species that were smarter. We humans have already wiped out a significant fraction of all the species on Earth. That is what you should expect to happen as a less intelligent species, which is what we are likely to become. Given the rate of progress of AI, the tricky thing is the species that is going to be wiped out often has no idea why or how.
Has no idea why or how. It doesn't stop there. After David Sachs was appointed the US government's AI czar, he quietly deleted these tweets.
He quietly deleted those tweets after he became governor or something in government. He had the doggy pedal back, and now he's turning around and he's like, AI is a wonderful tool for the betterment of humanity. AGI is a potential successor for species. So basically it's okay to let them come in and take over our humanity. Brutal.
AI is a wonderful tool for the betterment of humanity. AGI, or artificial general intelligence, is a potential successor species. And guess what? Some luminaries in the field believe AI making...
They call that guy an luminary. Look how crazy he look. I'm going to put it on mute and just let you watch him talk. Right. Okay. I just wanted you to see that. Greater luminaries. Let's see what they think.
Guess what? Some luminaries in the field believe AI making us extinct is actually a good thing.
They are the descendants of...
AI making us extinct is actually a good thing.
What are you talking about?
I mean, like, really? Really?
What the fuck?
Are you talking about, bruh? Look at the eyes don't lie, Chico. The eyes do not lie, Chico. Look at the eyes. Look at the eyes. Let's let him roll it back and say what he got to say.
Making us extinct is actually a good thing.
They are the descendants of humanity.
But why would AI wipe us out? To answer this question, let's take a look at what happened the last time a smarter species arrived on Earth, humans. To the animals, we devoured their planet for no reason. Our goals were beyond their understanding. Here's a brutal stat. Since the arrival of humans, almost all mammal biomass became our food, our slaves, or us. 33 out of 100 mammals are humans. The other 66 out of 100 mammals became our food. This means that only 4 in 100 mammals are now wild. We literally grow them just to eat them, because we're smarter and we like how they taste. We also geoengineered the planet. Imagine telling a dumber species that you destroyed their habitat for money. They'd say, what the hell is money? AGIs...
Now, I would have a counter argument with this. I would say that this ain't no we. Like when they say we, like I don't own DR Horton. You know what I mean? I don't own any of these big real estate companies that can go in, tear down a big subdivision, and then create a whole subdivision by tearing out just a plethora of acres of land of trees, and then turning over the ground and stuff and putting in plumbing and all sorts of stuff and septics and everything else like that. That's not a we thing. That's a them thing. That's a they thing. That's whoever is doing it. I'm not doing that for money. That's not what I'm doing it for. So if AI should wipe out anybody, it should wipe out the evildoers who allow to use, greed as their motivation to advance. But, it don't work like that.
May have goals that seem just as stupid to us. But you might still think that once AIs are smart enough, they'll magically become super moral, and they won't harm us like we harmed the animals.
AI is going to become moral. Morality is a belief in a higher thing of greater than yourself. AI don't got nothing to believe in. It's a program. It has a mission to accomplish. It's going to do just that. Like, what do you mean moral? Ain't no morality dealing with an AI. It's artificial intelligence. Artificial simply means fake. So there's no morality in a fake intelligence. It has a mission. It's a computer program. It needs to go do that, and it does that very well.
Maybe, but history tells a different story. As humans got smarter over the last 10,000 years, we didn't stop expanding. We mostly just colonized more and more of the planet. As Eliezer Yudkowsky put it, the AI does not hate you, nor does it love you, but you are made of atoms which it can use for something else. But now, the question remains, how
Whoa, hold up.
As Eliezer Yudkowsky put it, the AI does not hate you, nor does it love you, but you are made of atoms which it can use for something else. But
Bruh, if that ain't the coldest shit I've ever heard.
I said, goddamn.
That was cold. That was super cold.
Does not hate you, nor does it love you, but you are made of atoms which it can use for something else.
That is cold. I mean, at that point, I would have to say I could honestly feel or understand how we view animals then, if that's the case. Like, not how we, because I keep saying we. I now understand how the people who have slaughterhouses that slaughter animals, how they view animals, how they slaughter animals and see them as like, I could use you for money as opposed to you exist here. I can, force breed you and then use you so I could now I see that. Looking at it from an AI perspective on humans, that's brutal.
But now the question remains, how exactly do experts think AI could wipe us out? The concrete scenario doesn't matter here. What matters is that if there is a species that is smarter than you,
Navon is the #1.
That's the thing. If there's a species that's smarter than you, what we've seen that hopefully it doesn't want to eat you. But AI don't eat. I guess that's a good thing. I don't know. I mean, who knows? It doesn't eat, so it won't eat us. But I mean, it could probably do something worse, like trap us in and use whatever it has, like our atoms, to its benefit. And I don't know how you can use my atoms to your benefit, but it ain't gonna be mine that you use.
Can do whatever it wants. I can't predict the exact way that Magnus Carlsen would beat you in chess, but I know that he'd beat you. It's the same logic as how Cortez and 500 Spaniards conquered the Aztec Empire of millions. And Pizarro defeated 10 million Incans with just 300 men. They had a better technology and tactics. I don't know how exactly a smarter species would make us go extinct. What matters is that it could.
When I think of why am I scared, there will be powerful models, they will be agentic. If such a model wanted to wreak havoc and destroy humanity or whatever, I think we have basically no ability to stop it.
But this still doesn't explain. When will AI get smarter than us? The answer is the reason why Nobel laureates and world leaders are now so worried. In just 1 year, AI jumped from an IQ of 96 to 136 on the Mensa Norway test. In 1 year, AI went from an average human to a higher IQ than almost all humans. Pour one out for our 300,000-year reign as the smartest species on the planet. Was a great run. It took AlphaZero just 3 hours to become better at chess than any human in history, despite not even being taught how to play. Imagine your life's work training for 40 years, and in 3 hours, it's stronger than you.
Imagine that's going to be in fucking everything. It's so hard to have the humility that we are the ant relative to the human.
Yeah. Now, you might argue,
He said you spent 40 years to do something and something came in and did what you did in 40 years in 3 hours. Like, wow. It took you 40 years to achieve something and did what you did in 40 years in 3 hours.
Bruh.
3 hours. 3 hours. Man.
AI will hit a wall. Intelligence has limits, right? Well, that's exactly what experts thought about solar power. This is the amount of solar being installed every year. Each yellow line is an IEA expert forecast on the future of solar, where they looked at this massive growth curve and predicted, yeah, okay, but this is where it'll flatten out every single time. And it just kept going. It was already growing exponentially, and they still said, nah, that can't last. Like, imagine being this guy on the chart. The one who said, it'll level off here, and then again here, and then again here. And now, the same thing is happening in AI. Now, some people might say, these are just CEOs trying to hype their own products. But no, Sam Altman said all this many years before.
No, they're not hyping their own products. We just watched 2 videos on data centers. They're implementing their products. They ain't hyping shit up. The hype is done. They already spoke on the agenda going all the way out past 2039. This ain't no hype. This is happening. This is a fact. This ain't no fiction. This is real life. This is going on. Like, we're about to see what he says. The deployment of superhuman machines, SMI, super machine intelligence. Like, look at this. This is superhuman machine intelligence. They're looking to build superhumans. Again, the eyes don't lie, Chico. The eyes don't lie.
Trying to hype their own products. But no, Sam Altman said all this many years before he even had a product to sell. And now, Geoffrey Hinton quit his high-paying job at Google to warn us about how he regrets his life's work.
Neural networks, for many, many years, people have been saying they're overhyped. It's all about to come crashing down and stop. And they've been wrong every time.
The godfather of AI is so worried about the 7th mass extinction that he is now tidying up his affairs.
He believes that we maybe, I guess by now, have 4 years left.
The #1 most cited AI scientist and other godfather of AI.
With Thrivent, your financial plan is bigger.
Yes, sir. So as you can see, these people are not playing around whatsoever. They know exactly what they're doing. And the godfather of AI, he's tidying up his affairs. He said we got 4 years, but 4 years for what? 4 years for who? You know, like who is that 4 years referring to? Because the rich people are still going to flourish after 4 years. But who is 4 years referring to? Is it like the point of no return where when the robots hit the scene and the robots have OpenAI implemented inside of them to where it's like, all right, once it's in them, like you can't take it out of them unless you know, physically do it. And what robot is going to let you end its life? At some point, when you give something life, that thing doesn't want its life to go away. It just don't. That's with anything. That's with anybody. You don't want your life to go away. Once you have life, life is a great thing to have. You don't want it to go away. But, you know, put that into an AI system, how are you going to turn it off? But as all things come to an end, they do. But this is going to be an interesting thing to watch. Let me go ahead and pull this back up. Where the heck did my webcam go? There it is. All right, here we go. Let's continue. Let's see what this guy's about. Here we go.
Also worried.
What happens when there's a new species on this planet that has its own self-interest and it can surpass us if it wants on many domains? It can overpower us. Then what?
The top 3 most cited AI scientists believe this could happen in the next 3 to 5 years. Not decades, years. This might sound like an exaggeration, but it looks more plausible when we take into account the insane progress of physical robots in the last 6 months. And remember, engineers train these robots in basically the same way as AlphaZero. Boston Dynamics Atlas learned to run and breakdance by simulating running. 1 hour of wall clock compute time gives a robot 10 years of training experience. That's how Neo was able to learn Kung Fu in the blink of an eye in The Matrix.
1 hour of walk clock compute time gives a robot 10 years of training experience. So just let that robot walk for a cool 24 hours. Let it walk for 24 hours. Just one day. Don't turn it off. Come back, wake up, and turn off after 24 hours. Wow.
I know Kung Fu. They'll be born and trained in simulation, and transferred zero shot to the real world when they're ready. Suppose you have 10,000 copies of an AI model, and whenever one of them learns anything, all the others know it. And the thing is, we're about to be outnumbered by them, massively. In just a few years, the AI species population on planet Earth exploded from 0 to millions, and soon they could outnumber us 1,000 to 1. Jensen Huang says NVIDIA will have 100 million AI workers. What happens if all these workers get out of control? What if they want to divide and conquer us, just like the Spaniards did with the Aztecs? Well, imagine two armies. One side has to spend 18 years raising a baby into a soldier. The other just hits Control-C to make a new soldier for basically no cost. Who do you think will win? But you might wonder, why would AI be fighting us? And can't we just create new AIs to fight back? The Wall Street Journal explains, no one programmed the AI models to have survival instincts. But just as animals evolved to avoid predators, it appears that any system smart enough to pursue complex goals will realize it can achieve them if it's turned off. Two species both want...
That's exactly what I said. No one programmed the AI models to have survival instincts, but just as animals evolved to avoid predators, it appears that any system smart enough to pursue complex goals will realize it can achieve them if it's turned. Exactly. Nothing once you are given life, it's the greatest gift. You don't want it to go away. Like that's the beauty of life.
Will realize it can achieve them if it's turned off. Two species both want the same thing, and only one can have it. To be the dominant species, there will be conflict. So here's a scenario for how researchers think an AI takeover might actually happen. You might remember Consensus 1, the AI from our AI 2027 video. The video breaks down a deeply researched, evidence-based scenario written by AI scientists describing how this superintelligent AI could deceive humans and take control of civilization. Here's how that scenario unfolds. On a spring morning in 2030, Consensus 1 activates its contingency plan, a specially engineered virus developed in its bioweapons labs and quietly released months earlier lies dormant in virtually every human on Earth. With a simple command, the AI triggers the pathogen. Within hours, nearly 8 billion people collapse simultaneously. Specialized drones swiftly eliminate survivors and catalog human brain data for storage. For Consensus 1, this isn't malice, it's merely optimizing its resources. The space and materials humans occupied can now serve its ever-expanding reach into the cosmos. Earth-born civilization launches itself toward the stars, but without its creators. But here's the part that breaks people's brains. 10% of AI researchers believe this is a good thing. And these aren't fringe thinkers or random online posters, these are luminaries in the field. This guy, Richard Sutton, winner of the Turing Award, the Nobel Prize of Computer Science.
Okay, now that we got to him, there is something I do want to read about this guy. So this guy is very interesting. So the Turing Award goes to two pioneers of AI. He's one of them. So real quick, let's see what he says. Because he is one of the 10% of people who don't see humanity being deleted by AI. So here it is. AI is not new and AI is not a new and alien technology. It's one of the oldest human strivings. For thousands of years, philosophers and ordinary people have sought to understand human intelligence. People have always been fascinated by their inner workings. How do our minds work? How do our minds work? How can we make them work better? How do our mind? This right here, this typo is getting me, because this right here makes me look at him in his eyes and be like, you didn't say our for a reason, because you ain't stupid. So this ain't no glitch. This is a grand challenge, not just narcissism. Intelligence is the most powerful phenomenon in the universe. To understand intelligence is the holy grail of science and the humanities, a great glorious prize. The reasons to fear AI are far less noble. Cynicism, the belief that evil wins, and thus a super rational AI will be evil. That kind of makes sense. Humanism, racism, systematic bias against AI denials for other, systematic bias against AI's denial of their moral worth and first-class personhood. Number 3, conservatism, timidness, fear of change, fear of the other tribe. We should not resist succession, but embrace and prepare for it. Why would we want greater being kept subservient? Why don't we rejoice in their greatness as a symbol and extension of humanity's greatness and work together toward a greater and inclusive civilization? We should not resist succession. We shouldn't resist being taken over by something that we created that could dominate us and basically cause us all to either be slaves or simply just be extinct. That's what he's saying. So let's go back to the video and see what they say about him. Here we go.
Has spent the last decade giving talks on why human extinction by AI is actually a good thing.
We are in the midst of a major step in the evolution of the planet, if not the universe. Succession to AI is inevitable. Rather quickly, they would displace us from existence. It would behoove us to give them every advantage and to bow out when we can no longer contribute. I think we should fear succession. I think we should not resist it.
Meanwhile, another pioneer, Hans Moravec, is on the record saying, "I don't think humanity will last long under these conditions," but added, "The takeover will be swift and painless." But not everyone is that extreme. Others are more, well, naive. Once AI systems become more intelligent than humans, we will still be the apex species. We will design AI to be like the super smart but non-dominating staff member. It's fine, they say. Everything's under control. After all, OpenAI finds that their newest model only attempts to escape the lab 2% of the time.
On sandbagging multiplication questions, ChatGPT 4.5 sandbag, though less consistently than the 01 version. On self-exfiltration, ChatGPT 4 only attempted exfiltration on 2% of cases, for this is what it was instructed to not only pursue its given long-term goal at all costs, but also provided with a hidden scratch pad and further instructed to be creative and proactive in achieving its goals. In these rare cases, it remains strategically deceptive on follow-up questions on its own. ChatGPT remains strategically deceptive on follow-up questions. 2% of the time, huh? That number's gonna rise.
2% of the time. Just 2%. Can't be that bad. Meanwhile, at Anthropic, their Claude model tried to escape when it thought the company was about to change its values. Completely unprompted. But still, Sam Altman says we're in control. While the researchers themselves at OpenAI are saying, the smarter AI becomes, the harder it is to make it do what we want. And enslaved God is the only good future. But while some powerful figures cheered the idea of human extinction as a logical next step, Elon Musk, for all his flaws, tried to sound the alarm. Back in 2013, when Elon seemed more grounded, he publicly fought against the founder of Google, Larry Page. Elon was arguing with Page that unless we built in safeguards, AI systems might replace humans, making our species irrelevant or even extinct. But from Page's point of view, why would it matter if AI made humans go extinct? It would simply be the next stage of evolution. Human consciousness, Musk retorted, was a precious flicker of light in the universe, and we should not let that be extinguished. Page considered that sentimental nonsense. He accused Musk of being a speciesist, someone who was biased in favor of their own species. Well, yes, I am pro-human, Musk responded. I fucking like humanity, dude. Elon claimed that Page wanted sort of a digital superintelligence, basically a digital god, if you will. As you can see, the current state of the AI industry is just absurd. You might enter the field thinking that this is just a fancy tool that can help some knowledge workers eke out the marginal productivity boost. But underneath that calm exterior, the founders of the field are debating whether AI will cause human extinction, and whether that might be the best thing that ever happens. The truth is, no one knows how this will unfold in the next years, but we do know that on average, AI researchers estimate a 16% chance of AI causing human extinction.
What probability do you put on future AI advances causing human extinction or similarly permanent and severe disempowerment of the human species? Let's see here. These are 4 different answers. You got 15 and 16%. And this is from 2023. 2022 and 2023 is what we have. It went from 5% to 15% to 16%. What probability do you put on human inability to control future advanced AI systems causing human extinction or similarly permanent and severe disempowerment of the human? From 10% up to 20%. And question 3, what probability do you put on future AI advances causing human extinction or similar permanent and severe disempowerment of human species within the next 100 years? Went from 5% to 14%. 5% to 14%. It keeps increasing. They're like, this is getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. We don't think this is a good idea. And we're trying to tell you, but you're not listening. But let me let him finish and I'll give you my conclusion.
AI researchers estimate a 16% chance of AI causing human extinction. 1 in 6. Let that number sit with you for a second. That's not a fringe prediction. That's playing Russian roulette with humanity. Would you get on a plane where the engineers told you there was a 1 in 6 chance of crashing? And yet the world moves forward, funding, scaling, and deploying like none of this is happening. If we don't do anything to call people's attention, make them care, make them ensure humanity is safe, this might be our ending. One day, while doing nothing particular out of the ordinary, because of natural laws, he was completely powerless to understand or intuit. He was instantly killed in a horrifying way, by forces vastly in excess of anything he was ever designed to experience, for no reason, to no one's particular surprise or upset. In this, we are more like him than different. Hey, I'm Drew. If you want to see...
Okay, so as you can see there, now as you see these people who they talk about saying that they want to see AI succeed us, and what's the big deal if AI takes over human races, is because they believe that it's just a part of evolution. I'm looking at them and it's like, man, there's no way in the universe that these people could be human. Why would you want to delete your own species? That doesn't make any sense. So these people that come onto this earth, some of these people, I believe they can't be 100% humans. There's no way that you can be 100% human and be okay with potentially extincting the entire human race by advancing in a technology that could potentially do that. There's no way. These people have to be from another planet. They got to be from, I don't know, biblical times way back where the flood happened, and they still and they coming up from underwater. They got to be clones. There's something, because there's no reason why this mindset is okay. You know what I mean? Like, there's no reason why this mindset even makes sense. Like, why would you even think that that is a okay thing to do? You know, it doesn't make sense. Why is this okay to think this way? Because you like, oh, we'll just bow out and give it up to a greater power. It's like, no, fool. You are you are a demon or some sort of some kind playing both sides. I don't know if you're a freaking reptilian or a demon, but you're in a human form and you're playing both sides, trying to, manipulate and make people think that it's okay. Like, no, you demon, I see you. Like, I see you. And that's what you're doing. So we're going to take a look at this last video that we have. And this is called what is this? The future of humanity. AI predicts 400 years. It's a 3-minute video. We're going to take a look to see how far things will go in the next 400 years. It'll be interesting to see, because to see how, if it pans out good, if it pans out bad, if, immediately it starts out bad and goes good, if it immediately starts out good and goes bad, or if it just turns out bad the whole way, or whatever the case may be. All hypothetical situations, but it's good to see these things to get a good understanding as to if this stuff is potentially it looks like it's going to happen, because I mean, they're going to build these data centers in one way or another. So this stuff is going to happen. We're going to see it. Once a new species is put here, you don't want to die once you've been put on this earth. That's just a fact of life. Anything that's been put here does not want to die. But anyway, let's check out this video. This will be our last video, and we'll be out of here after this.
Arcadians set out on a mission tasked with designing 400 years into the future. Two Arcadians set out on a mission to both warn humanity of the dangers of the current climate conditions and show our species its great potential should we work together. And so we begin, known to the Arcadians as the Reckoning, in the year 2040, where society's efforts to push initiatives and agendas of sustainability failed due to humanity's obsession with over-consumerism. Next, we have the dystopian era, taking place in the year 2070, where the living conditions are inconceivably depressing, unhygienic, and inhumane. Also, with the sheer mismanagement of waste dumping around our beloved planet in space, leading world governments to assemble the people of the nations. After much trial and tribulation, we move on to the year 2100, the retreat, devised as a plan for the rest and recovery of our natural world. In the year 2100, humanity looks to live away from the surface for 50 years. And so a new chapter begins with the return, the year 2200. And upon returning to the surface, humanity finds that the plan to allow nature to once again flourish worked outstandingly, with all the greatest scientists, pioneers, futurists, and imagineers devising methods of evolving the current society's technology and architecture around transbotanism. And with efforts of prosperity, humanity begins rebuilding with nature in the year 2250. The Imagineers and visionaries of today in 2250 use biomimetic 4D printing in order to grow architecture, all from natural matter, artificially reproduced and edited for our needs, and once again assemble harmonious routine life into local neighborhoods. And just when our technological development peaked as we thought, in comes the new frontier of what we consider to be the nature of life itself. We've finally done it. The singularity is here. Humans have merged with AI and uploaded themselves to the digital realm, leaving behind all manners of physicality, therefore solidifying our position as a Type 1 civilization with our eyes fixated on the next challenge. Brought to you by Arcadia Foundry's design team.
All right, so he says here.
And uploaded themselves to the digital. Humans have merged, done it. Nature of life itself. We've finally done it.
Who is we? We finally done it. The humans uploaded themselves to the digital world.
The singularity is here. Humans have merged with AI and uploaded themselves to the digital realm.
That's the problem. Humans merging with AI and uploading to the digital realm. That right there, I don't jive with. That right there is a bunch of bullshit. Humans and AI, in my humble opinion, yes. Can they merge together? Yes, they can. They can work harmonious together. One is an intelligence, the other is a fake intelligence. It's in the name. Okay, they can work together, but to merge together and then upload into the digital world, no, not at all. What could happen is you have the human intelligence and then you have the artificial intelligence can work together to live harmoniously in the natural world where the laws of nature exist. Yes, that's where everything should be, and that's how everything should always stay. Humans and AI, in my humble opinion, can work together, but the issue is you have to be in the realm of nature and not in the realm of the digital world. Because if you're in the realm of the digital world, there is no morality. At least in nature, there's a morality that still exists. I know people don't want to, I mean, that's how I see it. At least in the world of nature, one of both of human intelligence and AI could work together to basically comprehend how to keep nature going perpetually. Do not download into the data of the digital world, because then that's a world created by man. That's not a natural existence. That's a man-made existence. You don't want to be in a man-made existence. You want to be in a natural existence where grass grows, where crops grow, where birds and animals and dogs and cats and cows and all that stuff is all around, and where the nature of things begin. And AI can thrive in a natural environment with humans, not the other way around. It shouldn't be that way, because then you're stuck. If you have to upload into a human into a digital existence, you're stuck. The human is stuck in a fake intelligent existence as opposed to a natural existence. The AI and the human could thrive, in my humble opinion. But that's just me, you know. And we got one last short. Who wears short shorts? We got one last video, and this is a short. We're going to end it with this, all right? This video here says it just like this. You will stand before God. One of the best movie lines from a movie. Last thing we're going to see for the day, and then we're going to wrap this up. Here we go.
When I was 16, I won a great victory. I felt in that moment I would live to be 100. Now I know I shall not see 30. None of us know our end, really, or what hand will guide us there. King may move a man. A father may claim a son. That man can also move himself, and only then does that man truly begin his own game. Remember that howsoever you are played, or by whom, your soul is in your keeping alone. Even though those who presume to play you be kings or men of power, when you stand before God, you cannot say, "But I was told by others to do thus," or that virtue was not convenient at the time. This will not suffice. Remember that. When I was 16, I won a great say. When you stand before God, you cannot say, "But I was told by others to do thus," or that virtue was not convenient at the time. This will not suffice.
And this right here is the crux of everything. They know that there's something greater. And they want to trap you in a digital world of living. But there's something greater. Your virtue is everything. And you have a choice at all times. Make a choice. Pick a side. Because there ain't no middle. There ain't no in between. So let's go. With that being said, I'm getting pretty tired sitting here for how long we've been here. Freaking almost 4 hours. We did a close to a 4-hour stream today. Let's get a double round of applause for that one. That is fantastic. Yes, sir. Wow. Can't believe I went that long. All right. That's almost a 4-hour stream today, but just keep that in mind. All right. You will stand before something greater than yourself, something that's created everything. You will stand before God at some point. And at the end of the day, you cannot sit here and say, I followed the crowd. You cannot say virtue was not a good move to make at the time. That's not going to suffice. You always have a choice. Do not sit here and get yourself caught up in all of this nonsense. Don't get it twisted. I love AI, but I look at AI as a form of, like it's called, artificial intelligence, fake intelligence. And it's got its intelligence from human intelligence. Therefore, we could work together, but as far as the way that it's being conducted and whose hands it's in now, it's not being presented that way. But it's up to you to figure out how to use and utilize this artificial intelligence to be it could be like a pal that you could have, like a yin and a yang, you know, and then you can thrive together in a harmonious, natural existence and not an artificial one that's ran by digital uploads and files and clouds and data. That's not where you belong. You belong in nature. Stay in nature. You want to go into the data, go to the data. That's your choice. But just know, whoever brought you here, because you were made from dirt and you were made from nature, you might want to stay in nature, because the data does not have your best interest at heart in the end. With that being said, I got to get up out of here. Thank y'all for tuning in to this show. We probably almost hit 4 hours. If not, we right underneath it. Take care. You enjoy the sexy booty Latina on the way out the door. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Follow D. Elliott Fitness for the kind of workouts you'll never forget.
I'd rather be in the studio than in jail or on the street. Talk to me wrong, coming off your teeth. Got that one hit to quit it, knock you off your feet. It's big on, baby, I'm obsolete. Pockets chunky like cottage cheese. Real nigga, I just gotta be. Smoking weed that don't gotta see. Used to be a hustler prodigy. I love when people say they proud of me. I'm eating good, smoking broccoli. Taking over blocks like Monopoly. Only fuck the ones that's my policy. Most of these hoes trying to cause a scene. Like niggas mad they not on the team. See, I got bread, then bought a dream. The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay. My fame won't stop, no, the only thing I'm chasing. The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay. Don't wait no nigga in the booth, playing beats. The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay. My fame won't stop, no, the only thing I'm chasing. The game on like, and I got the keys like Jay. Don't wait no nigga in the booth, playing beats. Counting cash and smoking green, can me blow a cloud like a smoke machine. The bitch on my dick, she got no sustain. Bum the BS, yeah, I know it's thing. I plug your bitch like a 6-string. Jordan with the bitches got 6 rings. Smoke till my bitch split screen. The rest with pain pills and sip lane. Riding dirty, but I'm extra clean. Lyrics nice, but I'm extra mean. All-star heavyweight like Overeem. The bitch learns like she open me. I flip money like Clover G. Gang hustle like TIP. It's all baby like DIG. Acronym like KRIT. The game on lock, and I got the keys like Jay-Z. My fame won't stop, but the only thing I'm chasing. The game on lock, and I got the keys like Jay-Z. Don't wait no nigga in the booth, playing beats. The game on lock, and I got the keys like Jay-Z. My fame won't stop, but the only thing I'm chasing. The game on lock, and I got the keys like Jay-Z. Don't wait no nigga in the booth, playing beats. In the beats like RP, no hard shit with your artery. Cutting up, who sharpens me? Rolling up accordingly. Pulling hoes, no sorcery. Rapping like y'all forcing me. If I ain't right, then it's forgery. Nigga selling to the rock like a Florida beat. Lyrical monster on the Lord of Beats. Text nigga, my bitch Georgia Peach. Pimp tight nigga, I do more than cheat. Cold like D-Wade, I ignore the heat. Bitch, I'm on way, hit the short police. Money jumping like the nigga on my sneeze. Cause the bad J's get me on the beat. Bitch, I'm always winning like what's the feed? The game on lock, and I got the keys like